Have you ever met Miss Lindy? She's a gal with the bright red hair. Now she stands out from all the rest. You know her anywhere. Well, she's mine. Yeah, she's mine. Well, I love that little girl with the bright red hair. Well, Miss Lindy, my Miss Lindy. Well, I love that little girl with the bright red hair. Have you ever seen Miss Lindy? She likes to dance all day, and when she does rock and roll, it takes your breath away. Well, she's mine, yeah, she's mine. Well, I love that little girl, she's so fine. Well, Miss Lindy, my Miss Lindy. Well, I love that little girl right there. Likes to dance all day, and when she does rock and roll, it take your breath away. Well, she's mine, yeah, she's mine. Well, I love that little girl, she's so fine. Well, Miss Lindy's hair is fiery red, her eyes are water blue, and when Miss Lindy smiles at me, oh, what it makes me do. Well, she's mine, yeah, she's mine. Well, I love that little girl, she's so fine. Well, Miss Lindy's hair is fiery red, her eyes are water blue, and when Miss Lindy smiles at me, oh, what it makes me do. Well, she's mine, yeah, she's mine. Well, I love that little girl, right. Well, Miss Lindy, my Miss Lindy. Well, I love that little girl. Well, Miss Lindy, my Miss Lindy, she's my Lindy, my only Lindy. Well, I love that little girl with the bright hair.
Take it real soon. You know we got what you need, baby. So take it, move along. I said we got what you need, honey. Come and groove along. Come on. Rolling on the highway, ease up. Wow. Come on, and move along. Come on, said babe. I said babe. Oh honey, come and move along. You gotta feel it, yeah. You gotta move along. Gotta feel it.
We ready? We doing this?
We
Is
live?
this real life? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Knox Warm-Up Beer Auction for Wales. We're very excited to have you here. Some of you know exactly what's happening. Some of you might have stumbled across this feed and have no clue what's about to happen. Before we get into all that, I want to say hello, welcome, thank you all so much for joining us. My name is Zack with Knox Brew Tours. To my right here, we have Scott with
The Knox Warm-Up.
He's also one of the people helping to make the BreweRelief thing happen. We're going to get into a little bit, in just a few minutes, we're going to talk about what is Knox Warm-Up, What is Knox BreweRelief? All that craziness. But before we get into all that, let's start at the beginning. What is this right now and what's about to happen? You've stumbled upon, or came here maybe on purpose, into a whale auction. You may wonder, what is a whale? A whale is a rare or hard to find beer, often cellared, kept for many years, high value, hard to get, really, really cool stuff. So, available on 32auctions.com/whales. All these beers can be bid on currently right now. Some of you are probably already bidding on them.
Some of you, like myself, have probably already been outbid on all of them.
And if you haven't done this yet, you still have time to sign up, as this auction will end promptly at 9 p.m. We're going to be spending the next 2 hours talking a little bit about these beers and what makes them special, one by one, and getting into those details. We also are going to have some Q&As. If you have any questions for us, hit us up. We're going to have some designated Q&A times. You'll see on the screen,
the bottom of the screen,
when to submit those questions. We want to have a specific time for those questions, just because we don't want to take any chances of those getting lost in the feed. So coming up in a little bit, we'll have a Q&A. We also have some fun videos from some special guests. We're going to be talking a little bit about what it means to have a whale or to cellar a beer. We've also got some specialty items that are currently not listed on the website that will be posted during the auction. A bunch of craziness, a bunch of fun. We're going to be hanging out, having a really good time. So let's start at the beginning. Woo! Knox Warm-Up, which is a wonderful beer festival that Scott and his friend Landon have co-owned,
started, organized,
all that good stuff. And as you can imagine, because of the COVID-19 outbreak, that festival has been postponed. But these two gentlemen who care a lot about beer, care a lot about Knoxville, wanted to still continue to find a way to make a big positive impact in the Knoxville brewing community. So they got together and they partnered up with Grayson Subaru, with Lock and Key Productions. They roped me into it by convincing me to drink beer on camera, which I'm not afraid to do by any means, which you all know. And we came up with, mostly you guys, honestly, came up with this idea to sell some t-shirts to benefit the Knoxville brewing community. Scott is doing a wonderful job of modeling one of those examples right now, the BreweRelief t-shirt, which on the back, by the way, lists several of the breweries involved that this is going to be benefiting. So that was the initial idea, was a t-shirt. Those t-shirts are still available. They're available on the website, on the auction.
You can get one on the auction site. We have a GoFundMe page, which is linked through knoxwarmup.com. Check them out.
So then the t-shirt idea was great and is still great, but we started to brainstorm some crazy other ideas, and Dan from Grayson Subaru came up with this idea for a whale auction, and that's what you all are here for.
Shout out to Melissa and Randy.
Yes, Melissa and Randy for the crazy idea. So many of you have donated some really, really awesome, epic, and rare beers, and we are auctioning them off, silent auction style, to you all to benefit the Knoxville Area Brewers Association. And how it's going to benefit them, we're going to dive into more detail later as well.
Yes.
So that's the who. All right, that's what we're doing. Sorry, and that's who's involved. The question now is why, and I'll let you speak to that a little bit more.
So the why. So once again, organizing a beer festival that's going to have to get postponed to later this year. We're looking in August. We had a little bit of time on our hands, and why did we do this? Without the local breweries and also the local beer community, no beer festival would exist. So when this first happened, everyone was closing their doors temporarily, reopening, adjusting the curbside pickup, adjusting to packaged beer. We really just wanted to figure out the best way that us as a beer organization and beer festival organizers could help out the local beer festival, or the local beer community and brewers, and that's when we got in touch with KABA, and that's when we realized, here we go. Now we're off to the races. We're just going to come up with the BreweRelief Fund for KABA to directly impact local area breweries.
And for those that don't know what KABA is, that's the Knoxville Area Brewers Association. And the first project that they're going to be using some of this money towards is packaging the KABA collaboration beer that we brewed with the women in the brewing industry. That beer is being transitioned a little bit into what we're calling the comebacks greater than a setback, Black Saison, which will be hopefully available to you for purchase in the next 2 or 3 weeks. And we're going to be able to give that beer to our breweries at a much lower cost because of this donation.
So yeah, I mean, basically, all of the money raised last time and then a good chunk of it from this auction is going to offset the cost of that beer, from canning to ingredients to everything. So we can turn about $3,000 of funds raised into
much more.
Almost 3 times more for the breweries just to make.
So it's sort of a really unique way to it's almost like a brewery stimulus.
Yeah.
And that's another item that people can, and we encourage you to tip on, so you can continue to support our bartenders as well in the Knoxville brewing community. And now you mentioned last time, this is whale auction number 2. Whale auction number 1 was so much fun, and we raised over $2,000.
Just right around.
And we had such a great time, and we've got so many more great beers that we've doubled the goal tonight. My hope, my prayer is that at 9 p.m. tonight, I'm looking at you. I know you see me looking at you, looking at me, looking at you. At 9 p.m. tonight, my goal and my hope is that we reach $4,000. We have some banging beers, and there's no reason we shouldn't get to that dollar amount. And we've also got some stuff that we're going to be adding into the mix live as well. And I have a promise to you. Scott, hand it to me. Right here, we have about a 30-year-old beer called the Smoky Brown Ale Volunteer Beer. It is...
This was given to us by Nick Pierce at Try Hot Brewery. Someone gave him this beer as a novelty because it is a volunteer beer, and it was brewed for the volunteer state by a Georgia brewery that's no longer in business, but started in '92. So it's somewhere in that age range.
Scott and I are going to chug this beer live on camera at 9:01 p.m. if and only if we reach our $4,000 goal tonight. Are you ready, Scott? Are you committed to the cause?
Born ready!
So this is one of many things that you have to look forward to if you continue to bid on these beers and to donate and to be a part of the great cause. I'll let you set that over there.
Precious cargo.
So that's the what, the who, the why. How can you participate? I mentioned it earlier, but if you're just now joining us, go to 32auctions.com/whales. You can sign up and bid on these beers. You can also go to the Knox Warm-Up GoFundMe page and purchase a shirt as well. All of this money on all of these funds are going to go to the Knoxville Area Brewers Association. Thank you all so much for your support. Okay, so last week, or I guess it was 2 weeks ago we did this, I had a personal item that I chose to add to the auction, and this week is no different. And so as soon as I mention this, I believe Landon's going to add this to the website if it's not already on there. Yeah? Awesome. Okay, so what are we going to auction off for this Zack's Crazy Item of the Week? I have for you a wonderful, I'd be really disappointed if we don't get at least $10 for this beer mug, beer hat here. So it comes complete with a visor. This visor will block the sun out at multiple angles, keeps you really focused on whatever it is you're doing. Maybe you're kayaking, maybe you're at the baseball game, throwing some football in the backyard with the kids.
So
I don't know.
You're protected and you're hydrated.
Yes, this is not OSHA regulated. I need to make that very clear. But if you are working on a little project in the backyard, it has 2 tubes here, one for each beer.
Shoot, maybe you don't got a riding lawnmower.
Yep.
You're doing it push style, and you want to power through it.
And then it's got a longer hose here that goes to your mouth like this, and then you can pinch and then you can pinch the liquid off and stop it. So this is live right now. One of the items straight out of Zack Roskop's personal collection. It's going to the highest bidder today. I'm hoping for at least $10.
Shoot, stick your 13% double imperial stout that you just got off your
some 16-ounce tall boys.
Put the whale in the thing and.
All right, so this is our first of many specialty items tonight. Right here is the I don't know why I'm talking in the third person. The Zack Roskop beer hat right here. All right.
Boom.
There you go. Elena's gonna post it on the website.
Drinking
Available for
helmet.
auction right now. Now, already available and already listed. Many of you have already bid on this beer, but I thought we would kick this off with like an unboxing, which I think all the cool kids are doing on like YouTube right now. So right here in front of me.
I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy.
Okay, we have the Sam Adams Utopias. All right, Scott, tell us a little bit about this as we unbox this here.
So, it's kind of a beer that needs no introduction, but let's go for it anyways. This beer is truly the epitome of brewing's 2,000-year evolution. Sam Adams Utopias is a flavor unlike any other beer. Some claim it doesn't even taste like beer, but it is a 28% beer, and it has been blended with a couple barrel-aged items. I'm sure people watching this know more about this beer than I do. Some of these barrel-aged beers that's in this blend have been in a barrel for up to 16 years.
So, I've heard a lot about this beer.
Yeah.
I've talked about this beer. We've promoted this on several occasions. I've had friends talk about this beer. I have never physically seen one. And the packaging alone is already blowing my mind. This box is branded, which is crazy for a cardboard box.
Also, not for
display. It says that carton is for shipping purpose only. But let's pull this out of the box here. Are you ready?
I was born ready.
Oh, if I drop this right now, this would be... So, ladies and gentlemen, right here we have the Utopias. This bottle is made out of copper. It's got a little fermenter on it.
It's got a little window. Sam Adams is poking his little head out. Then you can close that window.
How many ounces? Do we know how many ounces this is?
I don't know how many ounces off the top of my head.
It's got the taste. Okay, the bottle. It says that a beer that has over many years aged in different. Oh my gosh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is
so
one
here we
of
go.
many.
Some of the latest batches also spent time in Portuguese Muscatel finishing cask, as well as sherry, brandy, and cognac casks. This flavorful, slightly fruity brew has a sweet malty flavor that is reminiscent of a deep, rich vintage port, fine cognac, or aged sherry. And also, one other thing. So when these come out every year, they are individually numbered. So this is a ceramic, one of a kind. This is a ceramic vessel, individually numbered. This one is
What?
6,642. So you got an individually numbered item right there.
I don't even know when I would drink this if I owned it. I would be afraid to open it.
I have not a clue.
If I walked into anyone's house and they had a beer cellar and this beer was in that cellar,
And shout out to Aaron Cassidy for donating this. When I talked to him, I
Holy
was
cow.
like, are you serious? Like, are you sure? You're sure? And he goes, I got two.
most people are lucky to have one, and you could be that person that is so lucky.
Yeah.
What is the current bid at for the Utopias?
Let me get you right now. We are at $305. So
What is the retail for
average
this?
retail on this is around $200 depending on your bottle shop.
Can you find it?
It's not
But you
available
can't find it.
anywhere. This
There are some online bottle shops for a 2019 bottle ranging between $400 and $800. Yeah.
and we're doing it right now.
This isn't just the whale. This is literally Captain Ahab's white whale sitting on the table.
I love that.
This is the definition. Like, if anything on the table is one of those is a whale, this is Moby Dick.
This is it.
This is it.
So it's live on the auction, and I'm really excited that somebody in Knoxville is going to have this beer
And then that
by
somebody
9 p.m.
will become my best friend. And then that somebody is going to invite me to that wedding, anniversary, bar mitzvah.
Whatever it is they decide to
whatever it
open
is
it.
when they decide to drink that.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. So
So this is one interpretation of a whale. We have a surprise coming up later that we're not even going to talk about right now. That is a different interpretation of a whale, equally as rare, equally as interesting, but without
dude,
the shining.
this
glimmer.
is legit copper. It has our reflection and our fingerprints. Whoever owns this, you're gonna need to little polish this bad boy. And I'm going to put it back in the box so that it's nice
I've
and
also
safe.
seen empty bottles go for up towards $100 on eBay. So you can recoup some of your funds by selling the empty bottle on eBay.
Wow. Okay, this is one of many. We've got so many more to get to and so much more funness. But since you all are joining us at home, I really hope that right now you've cracked open a cold one in front of you, hopefully a local beer. If not, that's okay. Beer is still good. And let's take a moment and have a little beer break. I want to say a quick toast to you all. Thank you for your support. Thank you for making last auction so successful. And thank you for making this one just as much fun. Cheers for a quick beer break. All right, so hopefully you're sipping on a cold beer with us. I know I'm drinking right now out of a Pretentious glass, a little custom one that I was lucky to get from the folks over there at Pretentious. What are you sipping on over here?
I have a beer that I cannot pronounce from Clinch River, the Spotty Yachty Dopalicious.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
So cheers to Clinch and cheers to Pretentious.
It's a tasty pale ale, and I like it a bunch.
So, as we mentioned earlier, we talked about what a whale is, but I thought it would be nice to get a little bit of additional information from a local cicerone. So in just a second, we're going to play a little video from Tony Schmidt. Tony Schmidt is the general manager of the Casual Pint Fountain City and the Casual Pint Bearden. He's also our local resident expert on beer, and he's going to give you guys a little bit of notes on a whale, on cellaring beer, how to cellar beer, and the effects that it has on your beer.
Especially the cellaring part, because some of you might be thinking, why would I want to drink a 10-year-old beer?
That's a really great point. So without further ado, Tony, take it away.
Hey there, Tony Schmidt here, and I've been asked by the people at BreweRelief to talk about aging beers, because we're getting a lot of great beers up for the auction, and they wanted to know a little bit more about aging. And aging beers is great. Cellaring beers is super fun, and it's something that can really enhance your collection and give you a different kind of avenue to enjoy it. A little bit of age on a beer can really deepen flavors and kind of meld flavors that are maybe a little separate to begin with. But with trying to age beers, the best thing you can do is pick beers that have big flavors and also big alcohol. You want to start at least 7, but up to like 8, 10, those kind of ranges are going to be, the preferred ABV for an aged beer. Beers that do good for aging style-wise are imperial stouts, kind of anything imperial. Bigger flavors like Belgian beers, doubles, triples, things like that age really well. On the darker side, you do have a lot more flavors to meld. One thing you can't age is IPAs, and you don't really want to. The hop oils and the alpha acids in there don't really do well over time, so once it gets to 3 to 6 months, you're really lowering the flavors on those beers. So if you're thinking about cellaring, definitely do it. Grab a big beer, put it in the cellar. You want to have it in a cooler place, a darker place, cool being 50 to 55 degrees, and underneath the stairs, in a dark corner, that kind of thing. In the garage is fine, but just keep the light out, keep it cool, and don't move it around. Just keep it where it is, and those flavors will start to kind of increase, and in a year or two, you'll have something really fun to try. All right, well, enjoy those beers, and we'll see you later.
Thank you, Tony, so much. We really appreciate your expertise on how to cellar and why we cellar beers. I think it's a really unique and small piece of the craft beer world and community that most people don't have any experience to. Several of you who are already purchasing on these beers probably already have cellars. But if you are listening and you're joining us and you don't, we could potentially provide you tonight with a beer that could be
with the seed.
Yes, the seed that is the first beer in your cellar, and something that I think has been a lot of fun, and it brings people together, and there's a special occasion, and something that's honestly brings me a lot of joy with my personal cellar of collecting and aging these beers and busting them out for special occasions. It's a really great part of the craft beer culture, and so hopefully if you're considering starting your own cellar, maybe one of these beers that you can purchase that will be a huge donation to the Knoxville Area Brewers Association.
If you're one of these, if you're new to cellaring or want to start, we've already went one ahead of you. Actually, all the featured beers right now are some of the sleepers. Their bids have not gotten super high. I think you get a great bargain on some really awesome beers that you can sit there and go, I'm going to open that on a special occasion. And those are the featured beers right now. Some really good stuff because all of these are amazing beers and they're still within a really good price point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, I am super excited. Sorry, I got really loud there. That's what happens when I get really excited. But we are adding to the website right now a very special beer that was not available until about 5 minutes ago. Personally, I am trying to bid on this beer myself because I'm a huge fan of this brewery and I'm super excited about this one. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present to you, live now available, a 3-liter Sierra Nevada 2019 Celebration Ale. Not only is this the 30th anniversary, 30th anniversary of Sierra Nevada Brewing Company, this particular bottle is autographed by Ken Grossman himself, the owner, operator. He started it all. He created the beer that is the industry standard worldwide for what a pale ale is. And this is a beer that they brew every year to celebrate their anniversary. This particular one is super special. 3-liter bottle, corked and caged, signed by Ken Grossman, live right now on the live auction. Where are we at on this? I mean, the bid's probably going to start at least $50.
So,
is that what?
So it's still at $50, and overall we're at $2,726.32.
As
Who bid 32 cents? Probably.
As I mentioned earlier, our goal for tonight is $4,000. We're over halfway there, 68.2% to be exact. We will chug that beer, and also this very epic beer is going to go home with somebody super special.
And this is what I was hinting at. The Utopias is the Moby Dick. That's a whale. In and itself, a celebration ale at 6.8% is not a whale of a beer.
But at this size,
presentation,
this anniversary,
with the man's autograph, this takes really a pretty ordinary beer, but adds that je ne sais quoi that makes it absolutely priceless.
So what makes the Utopia the whale is the beer and the package. What makes this the whale is more the package.
Yeah, in the presentation.
And what made the Westy 12 last 2 weeks ago was the beer.
Solely beer. No packaging.
That's what makes Utopias so amazing.
This is the same bottle that Heineken was in.
Yeah, probably. What makes the Utopia so special is that it's the beer and the package. It's the whole. It is sort of
the holy
definition of what a whale beer is. So this is super exciting. This is now live on the website. Check it out. This is super rare, and if I'm lucky, I might take this bad boy home. But trust me, I'll be paying for it.
Or you're opening a new credit card.
Or I'm opening a new. Yeah, I'm going to sell a bus. Anybody need a Knox Brew Tours bus? We've got 3 of them. We don't need all 3 of them anymore. So, just kidding.
We ready to talk about some beer?
Yeah, let's dive into our beers here.
Also, one thing, text your friends, share the live stream. If you share the live stream straight from the Knox Warm-Up page, it's just easier to track. You're going to raffle to win this 20th anniversary Cold Mountain. It's from 2016, 20th anniversary of the Knoxville's possibly favorite beer because this stuff flies off the shelf every year when it comes out. But yeah, share from the Knoxville Warm-Up page just so we can track it. Share the live link. Tell your friends to share. Enter the raffle to win this beer at the end of the auction.
Let's give this away. We're probably going to give this away at 8:30. So stick around. 8:30 p.m. Whoever has shared that stream, we will give away that Highland Cold Mountain so that you all can continue to as a thank you for your continued support of what we're doing and what we got going on here.
All right, we are at $2,800. We got $1,200 left to go, just over an hour and a half, and let's dive into some of these rare beers. First up, we have the Wizard Blend 18. The Wizard Blend 18 was donated. Do we know who these people were donated by? Do we have the donations?
This was donated by Brad West.
Brad West, thank you so much
Zool
for
Brewing
donating
Company,
this.
yeah.
Brad is one of the masterminds behind Zool Beer Company, which is a brewery in planning, and hopefully someone that will see more beer in Knoxville in the next 4 to 6 months.
At beer festivals, they've been turning out, bringing some great sours. Yeah, so.
All right, I love this description. Most beers don't do this, but you see ABV all the time, but you don't often see final gravity. Sometimes IBU, sometimes SRM. SRM is a scale that we use to measure the color of a beer. And on the back here it says SRM 70, IBU 50, final gravity 1.045 with a beautiful description. Prepare your grill piece for a delightfully complex symphony of delectable barrel-aged radness. Right on. After rigorous research sampling a vast field of potential blends, a combination of formidably delicious beers clicked into place like a Rubik's Cube of pure, synergistic flavor magic. Bourbon, barrel-aged, Devil's Teeth, Monsters Park, Dragon Mask, Speaks with Planets. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. Modem Tones, Oblivion Ring, and Beastmaster, plus Devil's Teeth aged and Barbados rum barrels, Monster Parks aged in bourbon maple syrup, and Dragon Mask aged in sherry barrels, and then it just says, yeah, period. The resulting beer sings with layer upon layer of decadent magnificence, from nose to lingering finish to unleash its full, glorious potential. Let it warm up to about 50 degrees. Woo! Cheers.
So, condensed version.
Yeah, Scott Stats.
This bad boy is a mix of about 10 different barrel-aged and high-grav beers from modern times. And their expert taster is making this blend, putting all the pieces together, similar to the Utopias.
And this is out of San Diego, California. The label is absolutely stunning with this gold. It's it's like reflective gold font, black on black label. This is an epic beer.
So our stats on it, Beer Advocate rating has it at 93, Rate Beer at 99, and Untapped at 4.48.
Oh, those are great numbers.
Yeah, those are awesome numbers.
What's the current bid at? $82. That is well worth it. Yeah. I think it's going to go for a little bit higher, but that is still a steal.
Multiple sales, $100 plus.
Oh, multiple people, yeah.
So when pricing out these things, it's a bit tricky. You know, you can't always find it, but literally on a couple online bottle shops, over $100 reported past sales. So, I mean, it's just a rare beer. I bet these numbers would be higher if more people get their fingertips on it.
All right, there we go. That's our first whale for the live stream. Next up, we have from Southern Grist Brewing Company, based out of Nashville, Tennessee. This is their Winter Sweet Tooth.
Talk about a cool label.
They have that's a really freaking cool label. 13% alcohol by volume. It's in a 500 milliliter bottle. And the Sweet Tooth, Winter Sweet Tooth, let's see here. What do we have? I love that. There's no description on the bottle. That's super, super cool. I'm being serious. I think that's really cool. But according to Untapped, it is an English barley wine brewed with marshmallows. That's right. I want to reiterate. I did not stutter. Marshmallows. And then aged on cacao nibs, cocoa husks, and graham crackers.
Collab.
So a little bit thing, this is a collab beer with Dissolver Brewery, and they also use the cocoa nib and blends from Oliver's Sinclair, which I think is a Nashville company. Someone can fact check me on that. I'm not, but yeah. So this is a real community effort. This beer.
What are the Scott's stats for
All
this
right,
beer?
so Southern Grist. This is a local guy. This is a situation.
You could drive there in 2.5 hours.
This is a situation where the stats are kind of interesting. It's at a 4.22 on Beer Advocate because it only has 8 ratings. It's so rare. On Rate Beer, it's at a 3.95, but once again, it only has 4 ratings.
Ooh.
And Untapped has it at 4.17. So this is just one of those things where it's our next door neighbor. It isn't a 99, but if 1,000 more people could drink this beer is probably a 100.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's so rare and hard to find, and it's having that impact on the raise. And who do we have to thank for donating this beer? Do we know? We're gonna find out.
Sorry, we got it. This is Brad again.
West, yeah.
Brad, thank you so
I
much.
think I've received the beers that Brad donated. This man's got a sweet tooth. I
Dude.
think everything he donated was a pastry.
Which is
stout.
perfect because this is called the Winter Sweet Tooth.
Yes.
All right, next up we have the Ambience. You may say, what is the Ambience? Am I saying this right?
I say abeyance, but I don't know if that's correct.
Ambience, eh? This is, if you know how to say this, please put it in the comment section of our Facebook feed. I don't know how to read, guys. I just know how to drink beer. All right, let's just be honest about it. So this is an Imperial Double Stout. It has been aged in bourbon barrels for over 26 and a half months. That is over 2 years. And aging it several more years in your cellar is only going to make this beer even better. It's from a brewery called Narrow Gauge Brewing Company. It's got a 4.27 star rating on Untappd, 13% alcohol by volume. Let me check out this beautiful bottle here. Anything that, it's got a it looks like a railroad tie.
It does, or like a, yeah.
Yeah, it's got a railroad tie here. I wonder what the significance of that is for them. Let's see here. The blend details on the bottle state, oh, this is really cool. Barrel 1 was 4 roses, and it was filled on January 4th, 2017, and emptied on April 5th, 2019, and then aged for 27 months before bottling. Barrel 2 was also 4 roses. Barrel 3 was George Dickel. And barrels 4, 5, 6, and 7 were an Old Forester barrel filled on January 18th, 2017, and aged for 26 and a half months. What are the Scott stats on this beer?
Once again, donated by Brad West. This is another rare beer.
Thanks, Brad.
So we're at 4.4 overall on Beer Advocate because there's only 9 ratings, and we're at 4.05 with 4 ratings again on Rate Beer. So once again, super rare, limited run. It's also, it was aged for about 3 years for their 3rd anniversary. Narrow Gauge is an anniversary beer.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I am having a hard time trying to wrap my mind around what other beers we could possibly have because these first 3 beers are so kick-ass.
Yeah.
Like, these first 3 beers have been...
And that they came from the same cellar.
They have been killer beers. Brad, it means so much that you donated these. I'd love to know what you went through to get them, and I think it'd be really cool to hear that story because these are some really, really cool beers. So when are we, I know at some point we're going to do a little Q&A. Do we have one of those coming up soon, or when are we planning on doing that? All right, so in about 10 minutes, we're going to take your questions from the Facebook Live feed. Make sure to comment on our Facebook Live feed or the YouTube feed, either one. If you've got any questions about any of these beers so far, about where the money is going, what's going on with Knox Warm-Up, who is KABA, who is Zack, who is Scott, where is Zack? When is Scott? I don't know how many beers you guys have had. So any questions that you want to ask us, hit us up in about 10 minutes, and we'd love to answer those questions for you. Okay, Scott, what do we have next?
We have the Tower of Babel.
Babel.
Bam, another Brad West donation. I guess
Brad,
how we
you're really
organize this,
MVP.
we're just knocking his out of the park right
So
now.
this is a collaboration. Looks like 14% alcohol by volume. It is a wheat wine with pistachios, walnuts,
That sounds good.
Ugandan vanilla, and baklava. Holy cow. The label on this looks like a 3D reflective, like...
It's like a foil print of the Tower of Babel.
It almost looks like, what am I trying to say? Like a hieroglyphic.
Yeah, it looks really
This
cool.
is a really, really, really cool bottle. And it says here it's a collaboration beer between...
Calusa out of Sarasota, Florida, and 8th Street Brewery.
Okay, so the Tower of Babel. Wheat wine, as I just mentioned. Baklava-inspired, roasted pistachios. Lots of nutty, chocolatey, rich vanilla flavors. What else you got? What are some other Scott stats?
So, if you haven't found the trend of the beers apparently Brad likes to drink and buy, so limited and so rare.
Dessert.
Beer Advocate, not available. Rate Beer, not available. 4.35 on Untappd. So you guys know how critical Untappd can be. If it's got a 4.35, you know it's great. It's
Yeah.
probably a 5-star beer.
Absolutely.
So most people, Untapped, they just want to put like a 3.5 to be careful. But a 4.3 on Untapped is incredible.
I think it's kind of fun to be able to say to somebody that I have a beer that's so rare it's not on Beer Advocate.
Yeah, you could be the 1 rating or 2nd rating on Beer Advocate.
You could be the first person to tell the world about this beer. What's the current bid on this beer?
1 second on it, sorry.
While they're looking up the current bid, I want to remind you, for those watching at home that haven't already figured this out, go to 32auctions.com/whales. 24.
Yeah, so this is one of the
Sleeper.
that's a great price. This is one if you're looking to build your collection and cellar.
This could be a great...
This could be the first one.
Yeah.
Leave it in there for a year.
It's a showpiece too.
Bam, maybe some anniversary, birthday party, bust this bad boy out. Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Get a falafel. Get a falafel or gyro from Yassine's and get a baklava beer for dessert.
Oh, those would pair beautifully together. Again, make sure to check out 32auctions.com/whales so that you can join along and bid with us during this auction. We are currently at $2,871.32, 71.8% of our goal. Friendly reminder, if we reach that goal tonight of $4,000, Scott and I are going to drink a 30-year-old beer, live on camera.
And it's a brown ale of about 5%. This beer is not meant to be 30 years old.
Nope.
It's probably going
Nope.
to taste fantastic.
Nope. So every beer that we have tonight is meant to be cellared.
Except for that one.
Except for that one. Absolutely. All right, where is the hat at? Has anybody made any bids on the beer hat, the Zack Roskop beer hat? Let's see what we got going on here.
We're at $2.
$2. All right. $2. All right. I hope that hat's got to go for at least 10.
Wait a minute.
Or I'm
It is
keeping it.
$4.
I have drank so many beers out of that hat, and
Will become thoroughly sanitized.
it will. Yeah, you could definitely clean it for sure. Where is the celebration beer at? I got
$80.
$80. Woo! That's a big beer. Where's the Utopias at? Let's do just a quick little update on that as well. Let's see here. Utopias,
It's at $305.
$305.
Still got the same reigning champ right there.
I love it. All right, let's keep going. Let's get into some more beers. Actually, my glass is empty, so let's take another beer break. All right, so we're back from our second beer break, and not
And
only
now my cup runneth over.
yeah, and not only do you have an Elst glass in front of you, but we just took a sip of some Elstennial IPA. We have so many great local breweries in Knoxville. I wish we could feature all of them during the live auction, but we're doing our best. Elst happens to be good neighbors of here at Lock and Key, which is a wonderful opportunity for us to say a quick shout out and a thank you to Lock and Key Productions for this awesome microphones that are above us that you can't see because you're not supposed
For
to.
this super nice camera that's shooting our beautiful faces.
Which is on a tripod that's probably worth more than my car. And we've also got some backlighting you can't see, all kinds of cool stuff. A little small team over here working hard to make this as much as fun, as entertaining, and as quality for you all. So I would like to raise my glass to Lock and Key Productions. Hope you all at home joining us will raise a glass as well. Cheers.
Tink.
Tink, tink.
Yum, yum.
All right, let's keep introducing some more of these beers so you guys know exactly what it is you're bidding on. Next up is the Thomas Hardy's Ale. The Thomas Hardy's Ale is from Elridge Pope and Company. It is an old ale and is inspired by the 1968 Tom Hardy's Ale. This particular bottle, although small, sometimes the best gifts come in the smallest packages here. This was brewed in 1995 and bottled there. It's from England. It is an awesome, beautiful little bottle here. The rarest ale in Britain. This is what it says on the description. This ale is one of very few British ales bottled with its natural yeast, and it will mature in the bottle like fine wine. Its flavor will improve if stored at 12 degrees Celsius. And then for us Americans, they put in parentheses 55 degrees Fahrenheit. And we will last at least 25 years.
So this beer is at full maturation.
It's at 25 years.
It's at 25
It's
years.
ready to be drank. If the bottle is disturbed before drinking, stand for 48 hours to allow natural sediment to settle, and then pour carefully. Ingredients: barley, malt, hops, yeast, and water. This beer is 25 years old. It is ready for someone to drink in 2020. And what else is really fun and cool about this beer is if there's any of you that are home brewers, you could totally drink this and then try to recapture some of this yeast.
Yeah.
Which could be really fun to brew something with out of this such an old
If you're
bottle.
on that level of homebrewing, you can propagate that and have your own little cultivation of
Oh
the
man,
most
that would be so
famous
cool.
yeast strains in beer history.
Absolutely. It's 11.7% alcohol by volume. And now let's get the Scott stats.
Woo! Donated by Phil Williams.
Thank you, Phil. Love you, mean it.
The Beer Advocate rating is 96. The rate beer is 99, and we're at 3.9 on Untapped. And this beer, we talked about it last time. We had a 2004 version last time from 2004. Fun fact, a different brewery started brewing this beer in 2004. That was the O'Hanlon Brewing Company.
So this is still the original.
This is still the original that started brewing this beer in the 19th century.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah, that's very, very cool. And we talked about it before. This is one of those whales where A, it's rare, and B, it's a definition of style. If you were to open a beer dictionary and go, what does an English old ale taste like?
This is it.
Picture will be in that beer dictionary to say, if you want a true definition of style,
And
you need to
you
drink this beer.
have it in a bottle.
Yeah.
Right here.
At full maturation.
At full
According
maturation.
to the Eldridge and Pope Brewing Company.
Okay, so I have to. So is this the oldest beer that we have tonight?
Our volunteer beer might be a little bit older.
The one we might chug if we reach
Correct.
4,000. When we reach 4,000, I'm counting
this
on
is
you to reach 4,000.
The oldest one. We have a couple from the mid or late aughts. Nope. We have another one from 1996. So still the oldest, but just barely.
I had no idea this was on, was in the.
Yeah.
And this is so
It's
cool.
super cool. We're at $40 right now. For this
Which
beer.
is way under.
Yeah.
And I'm getting news, or I'm getting word, I feel like a news anchor, I'm getting word from our correspondent that we have just reached $2,900, which is 72.8% of our goal tonight.
Thank you for
Holy-
the Chopper in the Sky update for that one.
Yeah, I want to thank Ed Rupp for the update from traffic. But I can't believe that, guys. For me, not trying to get too sentimental, but this is so special and so unique. I said this 2 weeks ago. I believe that all of us that are involved, all of us that are watching this, us on camera, those of us behind the camera, those who thought of this crazy idea, everyone, we will look back on this and remember this, and this will be a highlight. This will be a beacon of light in the midst of a lot of uncertainty with the COVID-19 outbreak, and we'll all remember this forever. 10 years from now, when some of you bust open one of these bottles at a party or at an event,
Or bottle share.
or for someone that is at your home that you want to show how much you care about them, when you bust this bottle out, you're going to talk about the COVID-19 outbreak of 2020 and how a group of people got together to create something to benefit our breweries and our service industry people. And that's really cool of Knox Warm-Up to do that, and really cool of Lock and Key and Grayson Subaru and us at Knox Brew Tours to make this possible. But the truth is, I would not be sitting at this table today. Scott would not be sitting here next to me. The crew that you can't see off camera wouldn't be here if these beers weren't donated by you.
Yeah.
So I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. The effort and time and that you took to get these beers and then for you to just willingly give them away for us to make a difference and to donate is moving and humbling. And I'll get off my little serious note.
A little gratitude.
But I just want to say, thank you so much. For those, if you donated one of these beers and you're listening to me right now, thank you. I truly cheers to you and drink to you. And this is something I'll never forget. And I hope that you won't either. So thank you for your donation. All right, let's get into our next beer. What do we got next?
The next one is a 2-year vertical.
2-year vertical. So those of you who may not know what a vertical is, vertical often refers to the same beer brewed in different years. And part of the fun of a vertical is that you get to taste and experience the difference. The hope is that they're the same, but what makes beer so special is how difficult it is to brew it consistently. So you get to experience and taste with your own smell, your own taste buds, the nuances of how things changed over time. Next up is the
Old Guardian barley wine style beer from Stone Brewing Company.
Old Guardian oak smoked. Let's see
So
here.
one of these is an oak smoked and one is the standard Old Guardian ale.
Oh man, it has got some great ratings. 11.4% alcohol by volume, 0 IBUs, barley wine, wheat wine, rye wine out of California. Stone is one of the standard, the industry standard breweries in the United States. Top 10 craft brewery, no doubt. And if you like oak or smoked beers, I bet these would pair amazingly with a pork butt or a brisket or a half rack of ribs. Holy cow. Scott, what are your stats on this beer?
Some fun stuff about this beer. It was donated by an old coworker of mine, Matt Crowell, who no longer drinks, but some of you guys might remember from back in the day for bottle shares because he was a pretty big beer nerd. So the 2013 Oak Smoked Odd Year release is the only time they ever did this beer. 2013 Oak Smoked Old Guardian. Smoked 20% of the grain bill, so kind of more of a, like a German style Rausch beer. We have an 89 on Beer Advocate, 95 on Rate Beer, and 3.88 on Untapped. Here we go, and I'm going to curse a little bit on this one.
Uh-oh,
For
watch
some
out,
beers,
earplugs.
it's fun to pull out a little bit of sample review because somebody just really cares that much. The hops and oak smoked malt really complement each other very nicely indeed. And then there's the boozy notes from that 11.4% ABV, which is quite noticeable and also incorporated very well into this beer's profile. Has a fairly crisp yet almost smooth and frothy, also somewhat oily, full-bodied mouthfeel with moderate carbonation. The hops and oak smokedness really like to linger on the palate for a long time after each sip. Another fucking fantastic beer from those guys at Stone.
Man, Stone, and this beer was brewed in California, but they're only 6 hours away at their second location in Richmond, Virginia.
I forgot that.
Yeah, Stone opened a location there as well. So it's good to support them. They're kind of
Local-ish.
Localish.
Yeah.
Okay, so Scott and I don't have a monitor, so we're not exactly sure exactly what's happening. But do we have some questions to answer, or has that not happened yet, or we need to? Where are we at?
Greg Henner wants to know, is Scott donating a loaf of sourdough bread? Can we put that on the auction?
So the question is Gregory's asking if Scott's donating a loaf of sourdough bread.
I could. I only have half of a loaf that I made once. I am an amateur sourdough bread dough maker, meaning my starter just graduated from being a not fermented sourdough starter to being fermented about 5 days ago. But sure, I can make somebody some bread. Hey, you're not going to get your beer for about 2 weeks because, it takes about 2 months to make one loaf. That's a joke. But my first loaf came out great. And talk about wild fermentation, I feel like I had a heads up. I kept hearing horror stories from my friends that their breads and yeast weren't doing nothing. But coming from the beer industry, being a brewer at Black Horse, being a home brewer, I had a leg up because I kind of know how fermentation works.
Yes, Landon.
Personal question, is a loaf of bread going to be on the auction?
Yes.
It can be.
We're gonna put
Put it up
a.
right now.
We're putting a loaf of bread on the auction
Sourdough,
right now.
Scott sourdough loaf.
Just wait for the picture. It's gonna be wonderful.
So
It's not. It isn't baked yet, y'all. This caught me off guard.
So we have so many more beers to get into, but before we do, I want to take a quick moment and remind you all about another way that you can make a difference, and that is with these epic BreweRelief 2020 t-shirts. Do we have any other t-shirts in the building? Any other colors?
It's the one on my body, I believe.
Just the one on your body. All right. So we have got them in blue, sort of like a salmon,
Like a pinkish,
orangish kind of
color.
pink color. A gray, any other colors?
And a green.
And a green.
Yeah, and
And
then
how
this-
much are the shirts? And tell people where they can get
So
them.
$20 if you buy one right now in the auction. We have, you see at the bottom of the screen, at the bottom of the auction, $20. Pick your size, pick your color, or on the GoFundMe for $25. And once again, everything raised past the cost of the shirt, going straight to KABA. So
Oh.
I think it costs us six. I don't know.
Right. Talk about right.
Yeah, Rye Printing hooked us up with a good deal, so made it as cheap as possible so we could donate as much as possible to KABA. Thank you, Rye
I think
Printing.
that's
and thank you,
kind
Will
of
Brady,
a
for doing this
common-
awesome logo.
Yeah, Will Brady from Pretentious.
Yeah.
There's sort of a common theme here of people giving and being willing to give and to give back and to make a difference. And that's one of the things that is so special about Knoxville, one of the things that makes Knoxville really great.
I mean, so all of this is an example of, during this pandemic, it's hitting people differently. Some folks, you can stay at home, but it's kind of business as usual. You're still working. Others aren't. Beer tenders aren't. Some brewers aren't.
Yeah, another question.
Fawn asks, are all craft bottles cellarable? Or is there any style that isn't recommended to cellar it?
Good question.
You want to take it? You want me to take
Yeah,
it?
sure, I can take it. No, not every beer is quote unquote cellarable or ideal for cellaring. Really, what you're looking for is
You can. The question is, should you?
You can, but should you? No. So you're looking for either definitely an alcohol percentage that can withstand the test of time.
Yes.
Much like wine, I mean, your average bottle of wine is about 12 to 14% ABV, alcohol by volume. You're looking for a similar thing in your cellarable beers, something above 8% where it's gonna last the test of time. And also with those bigger beers, you're gonna have a robust flavor, especially with hop profiles.
Completely agree. And cans are great. I love canned beer. But you'll notice that none of the beers that are on this auction are in a can. And that's on purpose. Part of cellaring a beer is that there could be some additional fermentation. And it also, and so that additional fermentation in a can is a bit of a problem. Where in a bottle that's corked and caged, it can handle that additional pressure and can allow your beer to mature over time.
So when starting your cellar, if you go, can this beer be cellarable? You're looking for a higher ABV, big bold flavors that will mature and change naturally over time. So
Yes.
that's why you get a lot of barrel-aged beers. So
Yep.
you get a lot of stouts. Imperial IPAs work great. Also, going off that, some sours and bottle-conditioned beers. Literally, those beers are meant to ferment again in the bottle.
Yep.
And the longer
Yep.
they do that,
Yep.
the more complex they're going to get.
And you'll also notice that none of these beers that we've presented today are IPAs. Typically, hops. I mean, there might be some IPAs.
There's IPA adjacent things.
Okay.
And definitely one or two actual IPAs. in here.
But a lot of the times, IPAs, unless they're a very high alcohol percentage or brewed intentionally to be cellared, are meant to be drank fresh within the 3 months of being brewed. So that's another thing to take into consideration as well.
Follow question.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, we got
Let's
some
hit it up.
follow-up questions. Let's go, Andy. What do we got?
Renee asks, is it possible to age well without a cellar? If so,
Ooh, okay, so cellar is a relative term. The question, just to reiterate, okay, is it possible to age a beer without a cellar? So when we say cellar, it does not have to be an actual
Basement.
basement cellar, okay? What it there's probably three things that you want in your cellar, and I'm putting cellar in quotes because it could be a closet.
It could be a liquor cabinet.
It could be a liquor cabinet.
It could be that
a drawer.
cupboard above your microwave that no
Yes.
one ever uses.
So you want little to no light. That's thing number one. You don't want it to put it in a room that gets a lot of UV light from the sun. Put it in a closet, put it in a cabinet, put it in anything that is not
Once
going...
again, a box in your closet.
Yes. Number two, you want the temperature to be consistent and usually not super cold, but also not super warm.
I think the ideal cellar temperature is that 55 degree 12 cents.
I would say it's approximately 15 to 20 degrees below room temperature.
Yeah.
Or-
And then also, if you can't do that, if you live in a tiny apartment and you have the windows open, you got your heat on when it's cold and your AC on when it's hot, there's nothing wrong keeping it in your fridge. Guess what your fridge is going to do? Protect it from light and give it a consistent temperature. It may not
Absolutely.
grow and breathe like that 55 degrees will do, but it's still going to protect the beer and age it great.
Yeah, so I said 3 things. I lied. I've only got 2. So light and temperature. Anything you want to add to that?
That's about it.
We
Yeah.
have the next question we have is,
Next question.
it's a two-parter from 2 people. We have, what's the best beer in the auction for a date night?
Woo!
Second, from another person, is can we bid on a date night with Scott?
Oh. Question number 1, what's the best beer for a date night? Question number 2, can we bid on a date with Scott?
Scott's wife did not ask that question.
I was about to ask if my wife asked that question.
So we need.
I have to
so
ask her before that costs money.
Whoever asked if they could go on a date with Scott, was it like with Scott and his wife, or like
Is it a
just
double
Scott?
date, or is it
like
like-
a double date situation? What?
Oh, it's David?
was
Sick! David? You don't have to bid, buddy. Just buy dinner, man. I'll bring the beer.
What's our best date night beer? We're gonna go out of order here, and whatever you think is
shoot.
the best date night beer, that's what we're gonna that's what we're gonna introduce next. 3,000. Holy
$3,000!
$3,000. We are only $1,000 away from Scott and I drinking a 30-year-old beer.
So I'm
Heads up.
gonna pull out 3. I'm gonna pull out a couple.
While Scott is choosing the date beer, to answer that lovely question that we got, I want to give everybody a very serious update on the beer hat. And we are currently at $10.60 for the beer hat. One of a kind. It's got my DNA all over it. So if you want to get this beer hat, now is the time to bid on the beer hat. Where are we at on the Celebration beer? Does anybody know? Celebration is hovering around $80, it looks like. And the Utopias, where's the Utopias at? 305 still. Okay,
All right,
fast.
so-
I think some people are waiting till we get towards the end here.
From the ones on the table.
All right, now for the date beers from Scott.
I
Scott,
pulled
hit us
out
with the date
3
beers.
things. One is the Snuggle is Real
Oh.
from Southern Grist.
Oh.
Sorry,
Light some
Andy,
candles,
Andy,
get
we're
some
messing-
chocolates.
We're messing with your graphics.
I've been
But
really
so when I think about a date
trying.
night, right? You probably had dinner.
Oh.
Maybe you went to a movie. Pastry style
Oh.
with an appropriate name.
Let me
The Snuggle is Real.
see this bottle here. Are you gonna? Let me see. Oh man, y'all, this label is sexy AF. It is again hieroglyphic looking, 3D, one of a kind, and those colors are awesome.
So yeah, another Southern Grist. It's local. So you know, if you're going on a date in Knoxville, you can crack open a beer from our neighbor in Nashville. Maybe impress the date with this nice pastry stout. So Imperial Stout with olive and Sinclair, cocoa nibs, vanilla, cinnamon sticks.
10.1% alcohol by volume, 500 milliliter bottle. Hey girl, I want to snuggle with you. The snuggle's real.
So
Southern Grist.
the other beer I'm pulling out
For date night.
for date night is a barrel-aged, super rare beer.
Oh my
This is
gosh.
fine print.
It's
from-
got this flat black bottle
Yeah,
with a blank label. This is and it feels like linen.
yeah. It's
Barrel aged stout with toasted coconut and coffee, an elegantly structured articulation aged 20 months in 13-year rye barrels, then conditioned with toasted coconut,
Pappy Van Winkle.
Salvadorian
Rye
coffee
barrels.
beans, and milk sugar. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is one heck of a date night beer.
So beautiful presentation. Hey, if you're not getting the gist, for a date night beer, I'm pulling out something to impress. Complex flavor, barrel aged deliciousness, also a little rare. You bust out the good stuff for a really, really nice date.
What are the Scott stats on this?
This one's so rare. We got a bunch of NAs again.
Oh, I love
so
that!
this is a bearded Irish beer donated by Nick Pierce down at Tri Hop,
Bearded Irish, also Tennessee.
also Tennessee. when they released this beer last year in 2019, you could only leave with 3. So if you walked in there that day to buy this beer, you and your friends all in line together could only get 3. Nick drank the other 2 and said they were freaking delicious.
Oh,
So, super duper tasty
that's the
beer.
only review I need. Freaking delicious.
Freaking delicious.
All right, hold on real quick before we move on to this next one. This is an amazing description right here. You're going to want to pause and read the fine print on this one. Discover a carefully arranged presentation of decadent imperial stout, thoughtfully aged in 20 months in Van Winkle Family Reserve rye barrels, conditioned on a loquacious amounts of toasted coconut,
Loquacious.
Salvadorian coffee beans, roasted by crema and vanilla bean and milk sugar, expert articulate notes of dark chocolate, creme brulee, warm macarons, and fresh pulled espresso.
So,
If this doesn't impress whoever
It's
you
on that
share this
date.
with on that date,
or,
they dump them immediately. That's the first and last date that you all need to go on.
and also, for real, if they don't like this, AMA wastes this beer on a date.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna go much further.
Yeah, you should probably save that one for the second date.
Maybe my anniversary.
Yeah.
David, well, I'll drink that beer with you on a date.
Do we have another date night beer?
Okay, so this goes,
We're just going off the rails here.
Okay, we're going a little off the rails. So this falls into that. If you want to impress someone, we're going barrel aged again. But this is a unique one. You could do this with you could do this with a single beer, but we got all 4, so I thought I should bust.
You might not want to drink anything before this one. Like, don't go out for drinks and then take them home to this. Like,
This is
this is a wait.
appetizer.
Oh,
This is during dinner.
this is appetizer.
This is aperitif. And then this is dessert.
Oh, and you could, if you wanted to be a real baller, you could pair each one of these with a different dish.
Correct.
Holy cow! That's a beer dinner that I want to sign up for. Could you imagine if somebody? Could you imagine if somebody put that on their like Tinder?
someone did a
their
bourbon-
Tinder bio. Was
Every
like,
day gets a Bourbon County.
it was like swipe right. Bourbon
beer.
County vertical beer dinner.
That is how you find your future husband or
So
wife.
Bourbon County is a famous brand from Goose Island out of Chicago, and their most famous beer is the Bourbon County Stout. And it's very unlikely that
This
you
is
could.
the barley wine.
It would be super difficult for you to go out right now and to find these 4 beers, especially year to year like this. So let's see. Our first one is their Bourbon County brand barley wine. What year is this?
So
first
they're
one?
all the Bourbon County barley wine. So within the Bourbon County brand, they do a couple releases every year. This is the
always
barley
a
wine.
limited release.
We have 13, 14, 15, and 16.
Oh man,
That is, yeah.
So, folks, this one's gonna disappear from the website. We're just gonna put these right
So
here.
this one becomes.
And then-
This is my 3rd date beer. If you just had one, it'd be fine for a date. But I don't got one on the table. We got 4. We're auctioning off 4. An asterisk. Well, first off, thank you, Rob Schumacher.
Oh, Rob Shoemaker donated
Yeah,
these?
man. Knox
Oh.
Beer Snobs, also one of the only other Cicerone, level 2 Cicerones in the city. He donated these.
What a
Thank you.
killer donation.
Right. One thing about this, I'm going to add an asterisk, which also could lend to the date night. This 2015, if y'all are beer nerds, you know in 2015, a bunch of Bourbon County got contaminated. We don't know if this is a contaminated bottle. According to the date released from Goose Island, it isn't. But if you go on Untapped, you find out it's kind of across the board. What contamination is, once a single bit of lactobacillus germ
It's a type of bacteria strain.
Bacteria.
It's microbes.
gets in one tube while you're transferring a beer, or in one vessel when you're transferring or doing anything in the brewery, it could threaten an entire batch of beer. And that's what happened at Goose Island in 2015. We don't know if this is. According to the dates released, it may not be. It may be. That being said,
That's part of the experience.
of the vertical, if it is or isn't, it's still part of the adventure of craft beer. Because these also have some live fermentation. They are living, breathing products, which is why you put them in your cellar and hold on to them.
And-
So yeah, 3rd date night beer. One of these, but all 4 possibly. And these are at 12% alcohol, so
Of all the beers that we have available in the auction right now,
Yep.
is this the only flight, or do we have some other flights?
we have a
as well?
couple other verticals.
A couple other verticals as well.
Yeah.
What's the bid currently at on the Bourbon County Stouts?
We are currently at $145.
That is a steal, in my opinion. I know that may seem like a lot to some people, but from my perspective, knowing the reputation and the brand of these beers and how much liquid is here, I mean, you're getting 4 beers. I mean, it's
This
less
is one of
than-
these.
less than $40 a bottle.
It takes someone with amazing taste and foresight like Rob to just even hold on to something like this.
Absolutely.
So it's almost priceless that someone might get a super rare bottle the year that it's released, and B, hold on to it for this long. So someone else did all the work, and you can reap the benefits.
Man, that's killer.
Date night.
Date night. Okay, and so now we're back to our regularly scheduled program. No.
Landon actually has a special announcement.
Oh, we have a special announcement from one of our off-camera personalities, Landon.
Well, actually, right now we have roughly 35 people live streaming. Let's get that up to 50, and we're going to give away a bottle to one of the people watching.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Comment-
So if
comment
you
on YouTube or Facebook.
If you comment on the YouTube or Facebook stream and share it, we're going to try to grow these viewers. Our hope is to get to 50. If we get to 50, we're going to randomly draw a name out of those shares and out of the people who are watching, and we're going to give away a beer. What are we giving away?
We have yet to figure
We've
that
yet
out.
to figure that out.
Do it on the
Breaking
next beer.
news. Yeah.
We are going to give away a crowler of Clinch River beer. No, I'm just kidding. The Clinch River's great, but we're gonna drink it, so we're not giving that away. We're gonna give away something special, and
Something out of my personal
out of Landon's. Oh, Landon. Scandalous. Okay, so we are currently at almost $3,100. We're $900 away from our goal.
And I'm getting thirsty.
We have approximately 50 minutes left in this auction. I know some of y'all are holding out and waiting until the last minute to bid on some of these really crazy, really big beers. One of a kind, like this could be the only time in Knoxville that you're going to have an opportunity to get some of these
I
beers.
guarantee these beers will never come up again.
I could,
Some, especially, let's just say 90% of these beers, you won't ever get a shot to either purchase as a lot
Or
even
drink.
singularly, or drink. Yeah.
Yeah, and in other super important news, the beer hat is up to $10. We met the goal
Get
for
some.
the beer hat.
Heck yeah.
$10 and 10 cents.
And I'll throw it out there again. If you look at the featured beers on 32 Auction, there's still super bargain friendly beers. And when I say bargain friendly, oh my gosh, you uploaded a picture of my sourdough.
It was great.
Anyways, they're still hovering around $30 or even lower, which for a rare product like this, it's awesome. It can be that germ, it can be that seed. Start your cellar.
All right, we have several more beers to tell you about.
More than several.
Tons on the list. We're getting a little bit behind. At 8:30, we're going to give away the Cold Mountain. We're also going to do a raffle as well for those of you who share. If we get
You never guess the places that I've been. You never guess the places that I've been. 'Cause everything is like a dream, yeah, but only in that dream that I live. go. 'Cause I can't face this day alone. Oh, darling, please.
Okay, so we took a little bit of a longer beer break there. I'm going to be super honest with you. We've got a secret keg of beer in the back. Scott and I just did some keg stands. Hope you guys also enjoyed some extra beer as well. We are down to almost 45 minutes left till this auction ends. We are at what percentage of our goal here? Let me check the stats. We're at
$3,100.
Oh, come on! Come on,
thirsty.
people. We're at 77% of our goal. Again, we've got a beer hat. We've got a celebration beer, a loaf of bread. Scott and I are going to drink a 30-year-old beer if we reach this goal. This is, we've got so much going on, and we're so excited. So, since we're
real quick, once again,
hit me up, yeah.
Thank you, Lock and Key Productions. Awesome stream. Thank you, Grayson Subaru, for all your support. Thank you, Knox Brew Tours and Zack for being here. Thank you, KABA, for letting us do this for you. It's awesome. Thank you, Jordan Skeen, for helping us out a ton on some of this coordination. And the Knox Warm-Up for just being us.
Yes, listen, hold on. That's not enough. Okay? Grayson Subaru, has been a positive impact. Knox Brew Tours has been a positive impact. Lock and Key has been a positive impact. But none of these things would have happened if it wasn't for Knox Warm-Up. And I know that you're not going to say that because you're nice and you're kind and you don't, but I want to give credit where credit's due and thank you and Landon, who is off camera right now. And I appreciate you all so much for your passion and for caring so much about Knoxville beer. There were definitely some hurdles in the beginning of this crazy idea, and you guys jumped them without hesitation, and you worked through the problems, and you made it happen. And so I want to thank you guys and say cheers to Knox Warm-Up for that as well.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
Okay, so since we got a little bit behind, by the way, we're giving away a beer at 8:30. We're going to do another Q&A session, so get your questions ready. If you've got any questions, you'll see somewhere on the screen when it's time to submit those questions. But since we're a little bit behind, right now we're going to bring to you, for the first time ever, on the Knox Warm-Up Beer Auction, the Knox Warm-Up Beer Auction, live auction,
Whale auction.
Whale auction.
BreweRelief Whale of an Auction.
Lightning round. Scott, you ready for the lightning round?
Let's do it.
Up first, not previously mentioned, but recently added, some rare beers from Crafty Bastard Brewery.
Boom.
Right here we have their tequila barrel-aged hop candy. If you've ever been to Crafty Bastard, located at 6 Emery Place, right here in downtown Knoxville, their hop candy is one of their most popular beers. This particular version of it was aged in a tequila barrel. The description says, our flagship IPA aged to perfection in a Don Benjo tequila barrel. This beer has a firm barrel character that complements the white grape and stone fruit undernotes of hop candy. 10.1% alcohol by volume. Wonderful label as well. What's this currently at?
We're doing lightnings. I don't know.
While he's looking up that, we've got the
special announcement. If you get this beer, I will do my darndest to get it to you tomorrow. This beer gets released tomorrow, so you can be the first one to get it.
If you are reasonably flexible and available, we'll get this to you tonight. This beer is being released for the first time ever to the public tomorrow, and you can get it tonight through the live auction. This is another Crafty Bastard Brewery, conditioned in a tart monstrance, cherry and pineapple, reminiscent of a Hawaiian mimosa, but with pronounced oak and drying finish, 6.5% alcohol by volume. This is the Familiar Figures. And this label, by the way, was part of a really cool art project they did, where people were able to submit label art, and this was the one that won for this particular beer. That artist's label, Instagram handle is on the label, which I think is really super cool. Next beer.
The Samichlaus.
Ooh, this is another really good beer. This is a Swiss beer. It's very rare and has been imported. Brewed only once a year on December 6th, the Samichlaus beer is patiently aged for a full 10 months before bottling.
This is from 1996 at 14% alcohol.
Oh my gosh.
Another Phil Williams.
This is a 24-year-old beer from Phil Williams. Phil, thank you so much for donating this. Holy cow.
Yeah. Don't outbid me.
What, he said don't outbid him. What is the current cost of that beer?
Really high, and you don't want it. That's the current
$15.
$15?
It's not a bargain because I want it.
That is a steal. Holy cow.
We're talking about it. Moving on.
All right, moving on. Moving on up.
20, right like that.
Damn it.
What do we got next? This is the groundbreaking collaborations. Sticks and Stones is the name of the beer. Stone Brewing Company is the name of the brewery. We have another 2.5 liter bottle here.
Yep.
Cork and cage. Again, beautiful art. This is their 2004, I believe. Is that what it says here?
Double.
Our dream to be the first American craft brewery to independently build, own, and operate a brewery in Europe has become a reality. Most people don't know this, but Stone was the first American craft brewery to move to Europe, which is really, really, really cool. Located in the historic 1901 building, our state-of-the-art brew house and destination restaurant in Berlin is a true thing of beauty. This beer celebrates their expansion to Europe. And it's really, really special. And it's a dark imperial pilsner, because naturally, if you're going to open a brewery in Berlin, you've got to make a pilsner. Finished on wood chips and granite. Scott, hit me with the Scott stats.
So, this one, Beer Advocates at 85, Rate Beer at 76, Untapped at 385. Super rare beer, really cool. I mean, and this one is in the, I guess, bargain category still. It's only at $29.
What?
Yeah. So,
let me actually see this real quick. I love on the back here when it describes the beer, it recommends the glassware.
Love it.
It recommends a Pilsner glass. This is Series 4 of 14, Dark Imperial Pilsner, 8.3% alcohol by volume. It even notes and lists the ingredients, the tasting notes, the aroma, and pairings. I love this. For the pairings, it recommends the Humboldt Fog Cheese Stuffed Dates, balsamic glazed pork tenderloins, baklava, and mushroom sesame udon.
Yum.
I love the amount of detail they took on this bottle to help you enjoy it to the best of its ability. And the label is sexy, the bottle is sexy, and I guarantee you a dark Imperial Pilsner.
Thank you, Matthew Newminster.
Well, no, Matthew Newminster.
Yep.
Oh, thanks, Matthew. That's a great one.
Next. Ooh. the brewery,
That's a big boy.
Mocha Wednesday. If you guys remember Black Tuesday, well, guess what? Now we got Mocha Wednesday.
Andy Atkins said this is 10 times more exclusive rare than last brewery came out.
Ooh, Andy Atkinson says this beer is way more rare than the last one that we had from the brewery. It's got a beautiful, what's wax. Thank you. You know, I do my eyebrows every week. You think I'd know that? This is a wax tip bottle, the Mocha Wednesday. Again, there's something about these reflective labels that are like drawing me into it.
Like the foil? Yeah.
I love at the very top it says the brewery, and then below it says contains alcohol, which I think is hilarious. Imperial Stout aged in bourbon barrels with cacao nibs and coffee. This exquisite version of the Black Tuesday features cacao nibs and coffee beans, Orange County, California. This is a killer beer. Who donated this beer, Scott?
This is Andy Atkins.
Andy, thank you so much. You've been such a huge supporter of Knox Brew Tours and Tennessee Winter Beer Fest and everything else. And
he was one of the folks who last go around donated some beers, and also, well, guess what? Picked up a few good ones too.
Tell us the Scott stats on this beer.
This one, heavy hitter right here. Beer Advocate 100, number 34 in style, 139 overall. All beers on Beer Advocate, 139, 34 in style, 100 on Rate Beer, and a 4.5 on Untapped with 10,000 plus ratings.
What's the current bid? $82.
And Landon says not a dime higher.
I know that seems like a lot of money to some of you all, but I promise you that is not enough for that beer.
Yeah.
That beer is super big, super special, and super rare, and is definitely worth more money than that. Okay, Scott, what do we got next?
We have another vertical from Wicked Weed.
Again, wax tips. You can always tell a lot of times on verticals.
With the Wicked Weed logo on top.
Oh, that's super sexy.
Like a King's seal or something.
You can always tell
pre-embed.
when things are vertical because they use different color wax. For those who may not know, Wicked Weed was purchased at one point in time by AB InBev. These beers were all pre that acquisition, which makes them super delicious and super cool and literally impossible to find. Of all the beers, we've had so many beers that have been really hard to find. These might actually be impossible.
And we have a 14, 15, and 16 vertical.
So those the youngest one is 4 years old.
Yes.
Bourbon, tequila, rum barrels.
Bourbon, tequila, rum barrel. So you're not only getting the same base beer to try year over year, but really to see the nuances that a different barrel might do to the character of the beer. It's at 15% alcohol. Just gonna go for this real quick. Dark Arts is an wild imperial stout in North Carolina's first beer to reach 15% alcohol by volume. Legally.
Which was the legal cap at that time. Yeah.
Aged since 2013, so each one of these spends about 2 years in the barrel. This ale is the fulfillment of a goal we set for ourselves in the beginning. It wasn't enough to merely strive for the cap. We had to craft a culmination of beer, reflective of our love of all beer styles. Here we humbly offer you a little piece of history and a large part of our heart in this craft beer here.
One of the things I love about beer is that the process is scientific, but the end result is artistic.
Yes.
And they have captured a lot of the artistic nature of beer in this label, but also in this really beautiful description. The lunar pull towards the taboo is undeniable, yet we are told to turn our eyes from the mysteries that move in darkness. Like, I know it sounds like I'm opening up a horror film, but this is actually a description on this bottle. The darkness, which is the name of this beer, is a singular black string tying us to all the outcasts in the night. Along this cord, their voices vibrate and resonate with our own deepest knowing. Beyond what we can see or hear, dark arts are ever moving, ever binding us. These are some really cool beers.
Similar to the Dark Lord last time from Three Floyds. This beer is released once a year at a special release party Halloween weekend in Asheville for Wicked Week.
Oh man, that's really cool.
Dark Arts Day, Halloween weekend.
That is really, really, really cool. Okay, we're gonna do a really quick Knox Brew Tours trivia question. Whoever gets the answer correct in the comment section is going to get, I'm gonna give away 2 Knox Brew Tours tickets, gift certificate for future tours. All right, here we go. According to the Brewers Association, craft beer is defined as producing fewer than 6 million barrels a year and being at least 51% independently owned and operated. Again, fewer than 6 million barrels a year and 51% independently owned and operated. According to this definition, you don't have to put these in order, but according to this definition, what are the 3 largest craft breweries in the United States? The first person to correctly submit all 3 of those breweries gets a Knox Brew Tours gift certificate. And now seems like as good of a time as any for a beer break. Okay, so we are down to 30 minutes. This silent auction is going to be over in 30 minutes. There is a killer amount of beers and rare beers and unique beers, and you've got to get in there and bid on them. I know somebody has probably just stumbled upon this Facebook Live feed in the last 10 minutes. Go to 32auctions.com/whales, 32 numbers, 32auctions.com/whales, and you can participate in getting some of these really, really cool beers donated by Knoxville people to benefit the Knoxville Area Brewers Association and to give back to our breweries and to give back to our service industry people. You don't want to miss out on it. Okay, as we promised at 8:30, we're going to give away a couple of beers. So we looked at the list of people who shared this and helped us to continue to share this and get more people involved. And the winner of the Cold Mountain Winter Ale from Highland Brewing Company is
20th anniversary, 2016.
Is Amanda S. So
Thank you,
Amanda, Please make sure that we have your email address. If you will look up Knox Warm-Up's Facebook page and send them a message with all of your information, all we need is your email address. We will reach out to you to make sure that you get this Cold Mountain Highland Ale. Also, Landon said that if you shared this and helped get our followers up to 50, we're going to give away a beer as well. Landon is going to be donating to Erica T. Erica T, please make sure to send us an email on Knox Warm-Up's Facebook page, and Landon is going to share a beer with you from his personal cellar. But thank you all so much for your support. Lastly, I did ask a Knox Brew Tourist trivia question. The technical answer was Yingling, Boston Beer Company, and Sierra Nevada, which Gregory Hedrick answered first. But Gregory, you've been such a huge support of Knox Brew Tours. I want to give you a pair of tickets anyways. And the second person that got the question right was Matt Newminster. So Matt, you're getting the tickets, and Greg, you're getting the tickets. Thank you all so much for donating. Thank you so much for your support. Woo! And we appreciate you answering that trivia question.
Heck yeah.
Okay. By the way, a quick update on the overall auction. We are at over $3,200, 81% of our goal. Holy crap.
Close. And just a reminder what's on stake.
Scott and I will drink this 30-year-old beer. If we can raise just over $700 in the next 28 minutes, y'all, these beers are worth it.
All
There's
right.
no reason that we shouldn't be able to do this. Let's do it. Scott, we got to quit wasting time. Let's introduce our next beer.
Let's talk about this.
Oh, we're
Okay.
getting a
getting
live.
a
Oh my gosh! Breaking news from High in the Sky Chopper Report.
Andy Atkinson donating a brewery.
Holy cow. Okay, do you have a picture of the picture? Okay, hand me this. All right, y'all. This is where we're getting really real. Like, real. Y'all are about to see Landon's laptop here. We have a photo here from Andy Atkinson, who has donated a beer for the last 30 minutes. We're going to post it right now. It's live on the auction from the brewery. Andy, let me know when to scroll up here. This is a very rare beer out of San Diego. This is their white chocolate raspberry. And
Brewery Society only.
oh, you can only get it if you're, and he's been a member of their society. He wants to throw this into the auction right now to help us get to that goal of $4,000.
So not only have we seen a brewery Black Tuesday last time that was rare, and the Mocha Wednesday, which is even better and also rare, but from this world-renowned brewery, you have to be a special member to get this beer?
Yes. Andy, thank you so much.
What?
That is a killer addition
Get
to the auction.
Get out of here!
What is? I guess the bid is currently at 0 because we just posted it.
Oh, Lord.
You don't want to mess up. There's only 25 minutes left on that beer that we just posted. Holy cow. I think it's time for another Wales auction lightning round.
All right, let's go. This one's a big one.
What do we got, Scott?
Game of Thrones fans, eat your heart out.
Are you serious?
So we have a vertical of the release that Omegon did for season 5 of Game of Thrones.
Da, 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 da.
So these all came out in 2013 or 2014. All different styles.
Omegang, great brewery out of Cooperstown, New York.
Previously of Belgium.
Ooh, this is the Fire and Blood Red Ale, followed by the Valor Morgus Double or Double.
That one was named Valamorgus. Apparently it is translated from something in a Game of Thrones language that I'm not a big fan enough to know. That Facebook, that was a crowdsourced name voting thing.
Ooh, that's really cool. Okay, and then we have the Three-Eyed Raven Dark Saison.
Speaking of Dark Saisons.
Means all men must die.
Oh, and then the Take the Black Stout.
Woo.
These are three really cool, really big, really fun beers. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, you would be the coolest kid at the Game of Thrones
I
party.
didn't even think about this for a date night.
Oh!
If you are a Game of Thrones fan, you throw your favorite episode on, crack one of these babies
You
open.
could watch a whole. This is the definition of Netflix and chill, right here. Except for it would be HBO Go and chill. You know,
not quite the ring, but you know it works. It conveys.
So, what's the current bid on the Game of Thrones beers? I mean, they've got to be at least something substantial because
150 or 110.
110. That's less than $25 a bottle.
Yeah. First something that's never going to be brewed again. Commemorative. If you're an Uber fan, this beer, you just gotta have it.
Gotta have it. All four of
Lightning
them.
round. Yeah, all four of them.
What's next?
$3,300.
We're at $3,300, folks. $700 left. Don't forget, you can raise that dollar amount by donating for these awesome T-shirts that Scott have. The BreweRelief T-shirts, blue. And again, all of the breweries are listed on the back that we're benefiting. So this is a really, 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 really kick-ass shirt that you want to get. And you definitely want to. I know I've got a gray one because I'm like all black, gray, like black on black on black. That's pretty much my style. It does. Yeah. But definitely want to get one of these shirts. All right, Scott, what's next?
All right, Rausch beer fans.
Ooh, Rausch beer,
which
is just German for smoke beer. This is sort of like the quintessential smoke beer. This
Not
is
only
the
yeah.
I didn't say any of that right because I don't speak German.
It's a Doppelbock.
It's a Doppelbock, and this is imported from Germany. This is the 2014 Rausch beers. They smoke the malts to give us a lot of really complex and smoky flavors. Sometimes, often tastes like pork. Wonderfully paired with barbecue or a really, really rich cheeseburger. Oh, this is a killer beer. What's the current bid on it? What are the Scott
quick stats? Beer Advocate. 92, number 4 in style. And guess who has the other short list of style awards? The same brewery. I'll get to that in a minute. 99 on Rate Beer, number 7. 3.7 on Untapped. That being said, Rausch beer is kind of a controversial beer style. So I'm not surprised.
It's a complex flavor.
So this is the Rausch Beer Brewery. They've been doing it since the 15th century, and they are still brewing Rausch beers, and this is one of them. Hard to get outside of Germany. Get you some Rausch beer fans out there. Smoky Doppelbock.
Oh, that sounds good. All right, keeping this rolling. We're at 23 minutes till the end of this auction. We still have the beer hat available. We still have the Celebration beer from Sierra Nevada. We still have the Utopias, which is still rolling and right now. Make sure that bid on that. It's over $300 and it's worth it. There's not a better bid, honestly. And what do we have next?
We have
Crooked Stave Salvador
Cybes.
Crooked Stave.
It is a Belgian-style dark sour ale aged in oak barrels with Colorado cherries.
I want that. Drink that.
Tell us about it. What are the Scott stats?
So this beer, 89 on Beer Advocate, number 56 in style, 97 on Rate Beer, 4.1 on Beer Advocate. Thank you, Matthew Cummings of Pretentious Beer Glass Company, for this one and the last one. Let's see, primary fermented in oak foeders. I don't say it correctly. I know everyone's got their own thing. Mix of wild yeast and bacteria. Salvador Cybes has an unmistakable Belgian character backed by a strong malt base. Think old world French sours. And this is your beer out of a great brewery in Colorado, Crooked Stave, who is known, at least in the United States, for their sour program.
What do we got down there, Scott?
I guess more surprises. Look at that! I'm gonna get this beer out of the way.
Zack, whose picnic basket is this?
It's Peyton Manning's. So many of you may be familiar with the world-renowned quarterback Peyton Manning. This is a collection of items from his apartment from his dorm room, honestly, while he was at the University of Tennessee. Actually, that's not true. So
none of that's true.
Many of you love football, love college football, and we have here all the things you would need to enjoy a pregame celebration. So how are we giving this away?
I don't know.
We can give it away. We can put it on the auction.
I say we put it on the auction.
All right, let's do that.
Let's get we should get at least $20 for this, because you're gonna spend more than $20 on the plasticware, the cups, the napkins, and the plates, and honestly the basket, which could hold, looks like at least 8 to 10 ice cold beers. So it's now live on the auction. We're down to 30 minutes left. Where are we at? What's our update? We're actually 20 minutes left.
33.59.
We are at 84% of our goal, y'all.
All right, you guys.
We've got to get this last little
This
bit.
next beer, I'm surprised it hasn't gone for more already.
Is this a lost leader? Is this low on the?
No, it's not low, but it's priceless, super rare. Thank you, Rob Shoemaker, for this
Oh,
one.
Rob.
This is the Alpha Hop Society Sierra Nevada Gin Barrel Age Brewed IPA. Zach, as a Sierra Nevada fanboy, you know anything about the Hop Society?
I don't.
So,
Wish I did.
This
I'm not-
is
It's making me question my fandom because this is 166th bottle of 1500.
so the Hop Society, which Rob Shoemaker is a part of. You got to know a guy to know a guy to get into this Hop Society. They launched the Hop Society in 2015. 300 memberships available. Every year since. Well, so 2015, 300 memberships. I think it's about $250. You get 12 beers over the course of the year. Limited release. You have to go to the brewery in North Carolina or one of the 2 breweries in California to pick up the beer on the day.
Oh,
And every year, they don't keep adding another 300. Someone either falls out and then they invite a new person. And to get invited, you have to be a friend or a family member of a current member. And then finally, they may open it to the general public. Guess what they never do?
open it to
The general public. So, Rob, as a member, donated this beer, one of 1,500. You need to be a member to get this beer. It's a gin barrel-aged brewed IPA. If you like barrel-aged beer, if you like IPAs, it's one of our only IPAs, and it is from 2019, so still pretty fresh. This is the one for you.
I want this. I want that beer. Is so cool.
Yeah, hey, you know a guy. Maybe you can
Oh.
get in next year.
All right. We're at $3400. Let's go, people.
All right.
Let's go. What's next?
Another Rob Shoemaker flight.
Oh my gosh, Rob.
This is a vertical of KBS. We have a smaller vertical, 2 years on the website, or on the auction, 32auctions.com/Wales. This is a 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 vertical of KBS. One of the most sought after beers in the country. Whoop! We're not drinking beer down here.
Okay, this is not only a vertical, it's a 6-pack.
It is a 6-pack.
And this is special. Like this beer, I've known people who have driven hours to get this beer. People who waited in line and camped out in a tent outside of a liquor store or a brewery to get these beers. And if you're a beer snob or you want to really push your palate to the limit and like test what it is you know and understand about beer, there's no flight that's more iconic or vertical that's more iconic than these 6 beers right here.
Yeah, and also because we have a 2019, if say you were to buy these, if you did this in the next couple months, you could taste a very consistent, very delicious stout base beer that's been barrel aged more or less in a similar way for a long time. You can taste it at its freshest.
And 6 years later.
6 years later. So if you really want to
Or earlier.
refine your palate and figure out what does barrel aging do, and then what does cellaring a barrel aged beer do over time, bam.
Their average is 16 a bottle right now.
There you go.
How much?
That's only $16 a
We're
bottle?
at $100
That's
bid
not
overall.
enough. That's not enough.
This is something that's kind of priceless because, like the other verticals, it takes the taste and and the knowledge to go. Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to these for.
This is an example though, but it's
years.
not just about the beer and it's not just about the packaging. It's about the opportunity for an experience that can only happen in that one moment. It would be almost impossible, and I'm not being sarcastic,
Yeah,
for you to go and find these 6 beers.
you would spend well over $100 to curate.
Way
this
over
yourself
$100
right now.
to get these 6 beers.
Like, knowing who donated this beer,
Rob, thank you so much for this donation.
he had the forethought to buy these beers when
This
they
is
came
a
out and hold on. to them.
killer donation and a killer vertical.
And once again, what's in your cellar, man? This is what you donated.
$3,500.
Thank you.
We are at $3,500, y'all. We got $500, 15 minutes left to go. Start bidding. You don't want to lose these beers. Don't wait till the last second and regret it.
And call your Call your husband, call your wife.
Don't-
hide your kids
or-
and hide your wife.
Or if your husband or wife will be
Oh my
mad that
gosh,
you're
okay.
donating $150 for a beer.
We've only got 15 minutes. There's some stuff
Okay.
we got to talk about. What do we got? What's next?
Oh, what's next?
Ooh.
Another vertical.
Another vertical. 'cause
Vertical-ish.
Why not? Oh my gosh, these are so sexy. Each top is different. Each label is different. What do we got here?
So I
Scott?
say vertical-ish. We have the Tap 6 Avencius from Schneider Weiss. These are all wheat Doppelbocks. And much like the smoke beer category, Schneider Weiss is known for Doppelbocks. That is what they do. So these were donated by Matthew Cummings.
Oh,
Again?
killer from Pretentious. We have a 2008, a 2009, a 2011, and a 2013.
Let's see. So dark ruby glistening, mysteriously streaked with fine top fermented yeast. This beer has a compact, stable, and long-lasting head. It has an intensive, typically top fermented clove-like aroma. The palate experiences a gentle touch on the tongue. It is very full-bodied, compact, and yet fresh with a hint of caramel. Finish is light and delicate with a slightly sour impression.
And they've got these super sexy paper wrapped around it. I know I keep saying that, but like, honestly, that's the best. I'm gonna just for camera view only. Usually you'd have to pay extra for this, but I'm gonna unwrap one of these just so that we can. I'm
I
undressing
haven't done
this
it.
bottle.
I didn't want to do it.
Okay, so this is what this beautiful bottle. Just so you know, this has never been unwrapped before.
Yeah, that beer was brewed that beer was released in 2008. Never been out of this packaging.
I mean, it is just
Gorgeous.
legitimate, delicious, and straight to you. Germany's original wheat Doppelbock ale. Holy cow! 4 of these from 4 different years.
And if you are interested in Doppelbocks, we got a couple on the auction. There's also just a Doppelbock flight on the auction that includes another one of these guys from 2011, the Tap X, also from this brewery, the Duvet, which is a barrel-aged blend, and then I think a 2013 of these guys as well. Some quick stats. 96 on Beer Advocate, #1 overall in style.
What?
Yep, and a 100 on Rate Beer, #2 in style, 3.8 on Untapped.
I've never been around so much beer greatness in my life.
That Tap X is only $20.
Hey, all right,
Oh,
real
and a
quick.
single bottle of Tap X, which is the barrel-aged blend of 2 different Doppelbocks, the Tap 6 and I think the 7 from Schneider Weiss, only at $22.
Landon, do we have any beers that seem to be way underpriced right now that are some steals?
Trip in the Woods Cocoa.
Trip in the Woods Coconut.
Narwhal.
Have we introduced that beer
$35.
yet?
No, we don't have it on hand. We
Oh,
had to
don't
bring
have it
a
on
limit. I mean, we got like 70 beers in this auction, so we
Okay.
can't bring them all.
So yeah, Belgian style red, big and tall from Blue Pants that no longer exists. $21.
Oh, that's a steal. You got to hop on that beer for sure.
Boundary Tree 2017 Blackberry Farm, $32.
What's the Alban Farm one?
Let's see.
Let's introduce that one. Let's introduce that one. So Blackberry Farm reached out to us and said they wanted to donate some beers from their vault, and that's really cool because most people call it a
That's
cellar,
insane.
but they called it a vault. And the reason for that is that some of these beers are no longer available in the market. These were beers that they kept back and held so that they could taste them for their personal research and development. And this is one of those. So this is the Alban Farmhouse Red. It's a barrel series ale aged in Alban Vineyard red wine barrels, brewed and bottled at Blackberry Farm. This is a killer beer. I love the description on this. It was in September of 2015. 40 barrels arrived at Auburn Vineyards. 36 of those barrels were filled with classic Saison with Brettanomyces introduced. The remaining 4 barrels were dosed with a Flanders culture. Resulting beer is a blend of hand-selected barrels for 16 years. Blackberry Farm has been blessed to be able to call John and Lorraine dear personal friends. Generosity and support and love and wine they shared with us has helped to grow, mature, and flourish this amazing
That's
beer.
awesome. Yeah. So picked this up from the brewer just 2 days ago at the brewery. Busted this out of the cellar. The description says it, but you know, Alban Winery doesn't give barrels to people.
No.
They only gave it to Blackberry Farms
yeah.
because of Blackberry Farms.
Yeah.
Say no more. So if you're looking for, it's not going to be as funky as a Grand Cru or one of these other really sour,
Or like a
funky Flemish
Duchess,
red.
or like, yeah.
But it's going to have a little bit of tinge of sour and be one of those old world reds aged on wine barrels.
All right, we got 10 minutes left. Scott, what's next?
We got another from the Blackberry Farms.
Oh, this label is so freaking cool. This is collaboration, right?
Yeah.
An Imperial Stout Conversation, which is a great name between Jeppy Jarnett and Alan Benton, as told by Blackberry Farm. This was a collaboration between Blackberry Farm and Evil Twin Brewing, which is a very popular and very world-class brewery. An Imperial Stout blends together the influence and expertise of two men who have pushed their boundaries in their industries. Oh, I love this beer. This looks so good. Tell us about it, Scott.
So on this beer, Blackberry Farms gave some of their grain to the Benton's Bacon, to smoke in their bacon smokehouse,
Oh,
to then brew with in this collab beer with Evil
oh my
Twin.
gosh.
So you're,
This beer
I
may
don't know
not be
if there was
vegan.
pork in the smokehouse with the grain
Or just wood.
or just smoked. There's probably pork in there, so I would not give this to a vegetarian or vegan beer drinker. But if you're barbecuing right now, if you got free time, and you're smoking a lot of meat, and you need the compliment, or if you're eating something super sweet, this would be a great dessert.
Oh, it'd be
beer.
killer.
Smoky, yeah. So kind of like an American take on Rausch beer, but with quintessential Benton's Bacon.
So we're down to 8 minutes left.
8 minutes.
And I want
Wow.
to say a few things before we get into these last few beers.
No, that's all the beers.
Are we done? Is that all the beer?
That's all the beers we have on hand.
Folks,
Bring you talk about some deals.
yo, we have reached 90% of our goal. This last 10% is all that is standing between us and Scott and I drinking a 35-year-old.
Which we'll do on camera.
Which we
obviously.
will do on camera. But I cannot stress this enough. Please, please, please check all these beers out. There is not one of them that will disappoint you. These all have been sought after, have been purchased, have been aged, have been traveled for. These are some really, really special beers that someone gave up, that they donated to benefit the Knoxville brewing community. They donated these beers in order to continue to support our Knoxville beer community. This is an awesome example of that. The Sierra Nevada Celebration Ale 30th anniversary, signed by the man, the myth, the legend, one of the founding fathers of the craft beer community, followed by, holy crap, you never thought you'd seen one in real life, Utopias from Sam Adams in this beautiful porcelain brass plated bottle. Like this has been amazing and been something really special and really cool. We are less than $400 away from our goal.
So close.
We've got to get
So
there.
close.
I will do anything.
Shirt off my back. I don't freaking know.
We've got to make this $4,000 goal.
The way the auction's set up, you bid even as it's closing, you got like what, a 5-minute grace period?
If so, yes, on some of these
We can stay here. and-
contested items, if you place a bid right now and you are going back and forth, it adds another 90 seconds to each of that items as you guys go back and forth. So we could be here until, what, 1 in the morning, possibly?
No, 30 minutes.
Oh.
Is the cap.
30 minutes is good. So before we do this, we have almost 5 minutes
Not
left.
30,
We almost have 5 minutes left in the silent auction, and this would not be possible without a certain group of people. Number one, above anything else, I want to thank those of you that donated these whales. The hard work that you took to get them, and for you to so freely give them up to benefit our brewing community. Thank you, Scott.
Truly
You'll drink
humbling.
to that.
The amount of gratitude out of the folks who gave out of their own cellar that I have.
That truly means a lot. We can't thank you enough. Secondly, I want to thank the guys from Knox Warm-Up, Scott and his partner Landon, who, when their festival was pushed aside because of a pandemic, they didn't slow down for a second. They found a way to still pursue their love of Knoxville, to pursue their love of beer, and to make a difference. I want to also thank Grayson Subaru for supporting this crazy idea in this auction, for being involved in the t-shirt sale, and for being involved in making this auction possible. To Randy and Melissa for the crazy idea. It's worked out. It's been amazing. You've made a huge impact that we can never thank you enough for. Also, the production, these mics you can't see, the backlighting, all the stuff, the YouTube, the lower thirds, the beer break graphics, all the stuff that makes a huge impact, has made this hugely successful, is a great thank you to Lock and Key Productions.
Give them a follow on Facebook, give them a follow on Instagram, check out the work they do. It's awesome.
And I know you're going to probably mention Knox Brew Tours. I didn't do much but talk on camera and drink beer, which I do for a living anyway. So thanks for involving us and letting us be involved. And then also, I want to thank the Knoxville Area Brewers Association for receiving these funds, receiving these donations, and using them to benefit our Knoxville brewing community and to make a big impact. All right, folks, we are at 37.50. We have 4 minutes left in this auction to raise $250. We have t-shirts.
Yes. If all this beer is way out of your budget,
buy a $20 shirt.
$20 shirt does the same thing. Buy one for your mother. Buy one for your father, for your brother, your sister, your cousin. Just get a shirt.
Y'all,
Also,
12 shirts. 12 shirts right now gets us to our goal. If this beer, if you're not a seller person, if you don't want to sell beer, that's fine, that's cool. But if 10 people, right now, it just went up. If 10 people buy a shirt, we've reached our goal tonight of $4,000. Which is a total overall goal of over $6,000. Scott and I will drink this garbage beer live on camera just for you. I might be the only person right now, but I just got goosebumps.
yeah, this is so quick.
Like,
We can raise close to $6,000 by donated beer. When we first had this idea, I thought maybe we raised $900.
the
Maybe
expenses,
$1,000.
because of Grayson and Lock and Key and everyone involved, the expenses for this have been zero.
Yeah, I mean,
Literally every single dollar that you have put towards a beer is going towards the
it's all
nonprofit.
been volunteer work on my behalf, on your behalf, on
Lock and Key, Grayson Subaru, everybody.
Everyone.
Like, this is something that I hope never dies. Like, this is something that I hope we continue through this. Where are we at? $3,800. We only have $200 left in the last.
$70 left.
Woo! 107. Come on.
No, that is like, what, 8 more shirts?
I told
What
you.
can we sell?
What can we sell?
This one! This stinky shirt!
A beer with the Knox.
A beer with...
Oh, no, free VIP ticket to Knox Brew. Well, not free, but...
Okay, here's what I'm
Put it
gonna do.
in.
I will. We can't put it on the auction in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, we can't do it in 90 seconds.
I was gonna say I will come to your house and cook you dinner.
In the comments.
I will come to your house and I'll cook you dinner and I'll bring you some special beers and we'll do a private brew tour in your home.
$120.
Oh my gosh, $120, y'all. 2 minutes left.
Andy Atkinson just said in the comments, the white chocolate raspberry is bid lower than he purchased it for.
Oh my gosh, you better get on that white chocolate right now. That white chocolate raspberry from Brewery was donated by Andy. It's a killer beer. It's going for less than he paid for it.
$80.
Come on, y'all. We are at $39.20. We're $8 away from our goal. Get this Utopias out of the way. Get this celebration out of the way. Scott and I are about to drink the shittiest beer we've ever had in our entire lives. Does anyone have a bottle opener? I can't believe this is happening. Y'all, thank you so much. I'm losing my mind. Andy, thank you. Rob, Brad, Wes, everyone that donated beer, thank you so much. This is a mad dash.
$40.
Come on, we need $40.
Oh,
We're at $40. Come on. Oh my gosh.
I just did my part. I bid on the beer that I wanted.
All right, do we have a bottle opener? We need a bottle opener. Where's the bottle opener? Everybody, thank you so much. We'll never forget this. I promise you, this will be a moment in Knoxville beer history that will be talked about for years.
3968.
Get that beer. Give me that.
3968.
Give me that lukewarm, room temperature, brown ale, 30-year-old piece of crap beer that I can't say the S word on. I don't know what the rules and regulations are. Y'all,
You can still make donations.
you can still make donations, still buy t-shirts, still buy beer. The most contested...
$4.
We need $4! Come on, people!
Bidding.
We are so close. You can still do this for a few minutes. The most contested beers, the Utopias, the celebration. Ladies and gentlemen, we've just reached $4,000. We just reached our goal. We need a champagne toast or something. Oh my gosh. We have reached our goal of $4,000. I knew it was going to happen. I never doubted it for a minute. I believed in you all so much. Scott and I, as we promised, are going to drink this garbage beer. Who's got a bottle opener? We need a bottle opener. I'm going to use the table. Just kidding. We would never do that. Yes, Andy, one of the producers of this, who's made this possible from Lock and Key. Oh, this is going to be so bad.
There you go.
A promise is a promise. Keep bidding. Some of these beers are still available. You don't want to give up on these. Oh my gosh. Did I win the Sierra Nevada? If I don't, I'm going to be real upset. Whoever got them, I'm going to pay
I
for
went
it.
to 175. I'm not sure if you did.
Oh, shoot. It went to 175?
I won the hat.
Oh, Andy won the hat. Okay, Scott, we got to drink this really disgusting.
Dave, we. You want to take me on a date night? You better share that beer you just outbid me on.
All right, Scott, we made a promise. We reached the goal. Holy shit. And now we have to drink. It smells sour.
Ow! It smells horrible.
It's so sour.
It smells horrible.
It smells like vinegar.
To the Knoxville Brewery community.
To the Knoxville Brewing Community,
Community.
Knoxville Area Brewers Association, Knox Warm-Up, Grayson Subaru, Knox Brew
Wait.
Tours, Lock and Key
chugging
Productions.
this or you're gonna-
I am drinking it as quickly as possible. I don't want no part of this, Dewey. Here we go. Cheers, y'all. Mm. Mm.
Oh, yeah.
It's so sour and so
It's very
warm.
sour. Hey, that wasn't half bad.
It was the best brown sour I've ever had.
Oh, now it tastes like wet dog.
$4,072.
Now,
Yes! Guys, that tasted like how sand between your toes feels.
all right, so, the burp is worse. I just burped it up.
So we still got some extended items. We still got about 20 extended items.
Why fart and waste it when you can
So,
burp and taste it? So
At first, it was all right. It was a bit sour, but it was all right. Yeah, that's horrible. I just added myself.
Oh,
Now it tastes like wet dog.
I cannot. I'm so I'm moved. I'm humbled. I'm thankful that we reached this goal. You guys, to those that donated this beer, thank you. Thank you. To those who bid on this beer, thank you so much. The bidders, everyone that was involved. I know it sounds dramatic. I tend to be a little bit dramatic, but I'm going to remember this moment for the rest of my life.
This is, I'm floored.
We didn't think we were going to hit 40. We really didn't.
I know.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I know y'all didn't. But I walked in here and I was like, we're doing it.
Yeah.
If I have to take my shirt off, if I have to...
I thought I was going to sell the
How
shirt
about
off my
this?
back. I got to
donate $20 more and I'll keep my shirt on. That's probably the better way to do that.
So we still got some extended items, but let's pick the MVP.
So
I think
normally
it's the bread.
we would end this right at 9, but we're keeping this going because I want to do two things. Thing number one is I want to allow some of these items to continue as they are heavily bid on. Thing number two, if you have any questions, we didn't plan for this. We did not plan for another Q&A session, but if right now you have any questions about any of these beers, about Knox Warm-Up, about Lock and Key, Knox Brew Tours, Grayson Subaru, about Wales, about cellaring beers, any questions about anything at all, submit them right now, and we're going to use this time, I promise, to get your questions answered. I actually have a question
Yes.
that Scott and Landon, you may or may not know the answer to, so I apologize. I don't intend to put you on the spot.
Sure.
But while we're waiting for these questions to roll in, are there plans for a third whale auction?
Currently, no. We really went all out on this last one. So the first go around, we laid the infrastructure. We did the amazing first auction, and we saved about 50% of what was donated originally. And then donations kept rolling in. That necessitated the second auction. But really, I mean, we're gonna end right here on the second auction. It's been so fun, but remember those volunteer hours we talked about? I mean, we're burning the candle at both ends over here. This has been literally a labor of love, of doing research, pining over spreadsheets. So no, this will be the last auction. Right? Well,
Keep the possibility out there.
So I actually recently was talking with a few other brewery owners,
okay.
and we came up with a really great analogy to describe what it's like to be a brewery owner or a small business owner right now during the COVID-19 pandemic. Imagine being a professional golfer. You have the best equipment, you have an intimate knowledge of the sport, of the community, you win a couple tournaments, everything's going killer. And then all of a sudden someone shows up and says, okay, now golf left-handed. You're still intimate with the community, you're still intimate with the industry, you're still an expert, you're still a professional, but the effort is way harder and you suck at it. And you still suck at it. And so I appreciate you all because I know that this has been, if we did this again in 6 months, it'd be a piece of cake. But that's because you all have worked through the challenges and you've pushed through the difficulty and the issues and worked, the kinks out.
Yeah.
And that's been the hardest part for the breweries, for Knox Brew Tours, for you all, is that it's a different landscape, a different world, and that time and effort is slowing you down.
We could do another one, but as of right now,
There are no plans, but there is no never say never.
Never say never.
we'll still be selling these shirts. So if you want to give to the cause, the BreweRelief Fund doesn't end.
Never ends.
The GoFundMe page is going to be up
Yeah.
indefinitely.
It's always
Yeah,
good.
we haven't said it tonight, but to once again save on costs, we're doing prints of 150 shirts. We're at about 65, 70 shirts or so right
So
now.
we need 100 plus.
And then we'll print that first batch.
Yeah.
And then we'll do it again.
Andy,
We'll
do we
it
have
again.
any questions?
We hit 41. We don't have questions yet, just a lot of congratulations.
Oh, thanks everybody for congratulating us.
Any good
We're
shout-outs?
at over
We're
$4,100.
down to the 3 last of the extended bidding. We got the Sticks and Stones, the Mango Magnifico, and the Utopias is still driving up. It's at 345 right now.
Tobias is, who won the celebration?
Celebration went to... That's a good question.
And whoever
You
wins
say-
it.
You want me to say you?
I want you to say me, but
Okay, celebration went to Greg Hedrick.
Yeah! So, just to clarify, I asked Greg to bid on my behalf. Now,
To Joey Freshwater.
I did tell Greg that my max was 150.
We're
So,
at 200.
there's one of two situations happened. One is Greg
opening
still
the-
did it for me and I owe him more money than I intended to. Or two, he might share it with me.
It's more than you intended.
Where are we at on it now?
182.
Oh,
Maybe
man!
you're paying for 3/5 of it.
Maybe I'm paying for three. Greg, let's
maybe-
just share it together.
Maybe he'll do that 32.
I also, so I didn't tell you all this because it was live, but I also texted Greg to bid on the groundbreaking.
Russ said he wants in on it.
The Imperial. What did the Stone Imperial go for? The groundbreaker.
The Stone period.
Sticks and Stones?
Yeah.
Sticks and Stones just finished at $67.
Oh, who won that?
Nice.
That went to
Greg. What?
Gregory Hedrick?
G Brave.
Am I wrong?
GH Brave.
Oh yeah, Greg. That's Greg?
Gregory Hedrick?
Yes.
Yeah! I told him to bid on that one too.
Meanwhile, one of my closest and best friends.
So we hit 41.
How much?
You better share that with me, David.
Oh gosh, Gregory just texted me. You won the celebration L at 182. That's not what I said, Greg.
So
What is the what did the Alpha Society, the Alpha Hop Society one go for?
Al Hops went at 81.
nice.
81.
32 bids.
Who won? Who got that one?
That would be Greg Kendrick.
What in the world, Greg? What in
Hey,
the
hey!
world?
In all seriousness,
He barely
who
edged
won
me out.
the pineapple Davy McClure?
From Crafty?
Yeah.
That's right there.
What's
Yeah?
it,
Oh
what's
no,
it
it's
called?
not.
None of your
Two extended
figures.
items. The Utopia's up to 351. Mango Magnifico.
Yeah, Davey. If you really want the limited release, if I can get that beer to you tomorrow, send Knox Warm-Up a Facebook message.
Dude, we can get to you tonight.
Yeah.
Zack's driving. He's delivery boy now.
Yeah, we can get it to you tonight.
So,
It's not driving.
in all
That's true.
seriousness, thank you for all the kind words, Zach.
Oh,
Once
yeah.
again, I mean, this pandemic has really rocked everybody's world. If you're unaffected by this, I don't know what's going on in your life, but everyone's been affected. The service industry has been affected so much. The event industry has been affected so much, and everyone has been affected. So for those with the strength and the place in life to be able to donate tonight, thank you. For those who are able to donate out of your epic cellars to help us do this, thank you. Thank you for everyone in the room to volunteer their time to let this all happen. And thank you, Knoxville beer community. Literally, I've described the beer community here as just one of a brotherly love. I've never seen camaraderie like this amongst business owners. This could be something that's cutthroat. Business can be cutthroat. And I know in other cities of similar size, brewing industries are cutthroat. When one opens, somebody else is losing. But Knoxville,
It's not been that way.
it has not been that way. You will find business owners supporting business owners.
Yep.
You will find the community supporting everyone across the board. No exclusions.
Will Rudemeyer from Baltar said it best. He said, "I've borrowed something from every brewery in Knoxville, and they've all refused to let me pay them for it,"
Yeah.
which is a really cool way to look at it.
So, freaking Knoxville beer community. It shocked me every day. It shocked me 5 years ago, and in 2020.
Dude, I'm telling you, we're gonna remember this moment right now for the rest of our
The
lives.
last biddable beer is Utopia's.
The
Still a freaking
Utopias.
bargain.
We're not driving.
Let's let folks know how they're going to get their beers. They're
Oh,
gonna-
so you'll get an email here in the next
Okay.
24, 36 hours. And it's going to ask you how you want your beer delivered to you. Last time it was super simple. I asked everyone to name your favorite brewery nearby. Most folks were able for me to drop it off there. We can do centralized pickups. We can also do, it's going to be me, but we can also do porch side pickups where I come in, drop it off on your porch if that's okay with you. I'm not going to leave something there for a while, but just let me know. We can be extremely flexible and we can get you your beer in a timely manner. Just let me know. When we send out that email, you'll see. Either we can do a singular drop off, or I can do porch pickups as well. Well, I think we're winding down here tonight on the Whales of an Auction 2. Thank you everyone for donating. Thanks, Zach.
Let's
The
definitely
Utopias-
let Zach get in his last thing.
Yeah.
Utopia's just got another bid at 356.
Jeez
So Utopia's
Louise.
is still running.
Truly humbling experience. I've said the word multiple times, but gratitude. It is humbling, and we are all so thankful for those who could donate.
Auction's almost over, but curbside pickups still available all these places.
Correct. So, two things. Auction's almost over. Most of the breweries in the city are still doing takeout and curbside pickup. Send them some love. I mean, you can go to the corner store and get something else, but go to the brewery, put the money in their pockets, tip the people walking out to the curbs. Outside of that, so we've said it before, the first batch of funds is going to a limited can release. The comeback is greater than the setback. It's a dark saison. They'll be available in 16-ounce cans. We are offsetting all the costs of that beer with the money we've raised tonight and 2 weeks ago and through shirt sales. So once again, the breweries will be able to get this beer for practically nothing or nothing at all. Go to the breweries, pick up that limited release can, drink it, and wish you bought 2 4-packs because they're already sold out. Because this is
And tip on it
seriously-
to support our beers.
Yeah.
And that beer was actually, so because of the pandemic, this is getting a little bit lost in the branding, and that's fine. But it's okay that is happening, but it was brewed by the Knoxville women in our brewing industry.
Yeah.
So the foundation of this beer, it being brewed and the recipe was built by people that matter, that are a huge part of the culture of Knoxville beer. And then for it to go towards a stimulus or to make such a positive impact on our breweries is so cool. This is really special.
Yeah, I think
Thank you. Thank you to BreweRelief, thanks to Knox Warm-Up for making that possible and making that happen.
Yeah. Cheers, everyone. Chink, chink, chink. 10 seconds left on
10 seconds left on the Utopias.
Man.
No, it just got bid again for 361.
Hey, remember when we drank that real gross beer from 30 years ago?
Yeah, no, I'm,
Is that why you had to go?
Yeah, that's what I had. Thank you all so much. Thanks to Grayson Subaru. Thank you to Lock and Key. Thanks to Knoxville Warm-Up, Knox Brew Tours, the Knoxville Area Brewers Association. Thank you to everyone that donated their beer. Thank you to everyone that bid on this beer. This has been an unforgettable experience.
If you have an idea.
Oh, yeah, shoot us a private message.
Hit us up.
If this grew out of the kernel of an idea that was thought of while drinking beer. So if you have a good idea for something we can do next time with similar resources, we're open. We're the BreweRelief Fund. We'll help you. We'll see if we can get there. We'll
Bring it to life.
Yeah, bring it to life. From A to Z.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thanks for tagging along. We've got one beer left. It's going to be closed out soon. The Utopias from Sam Adam, which we knew would be a huge hit. All these beers have been phenomenal. Please follow the Facebook pages. Please follow the website. You get all the information. Make sure that you get your beer. Any final comments, Scott, before we sign off here?
If you haven't already paid, you'll get an invoice.
Yep. So almost immediately you'll get a receipt that says congrats, you won. Within 24 hours we'll send you an email if you did win with all this information. We also get an email if you bidded but you didn't win. If you bought a t-shirt, you're going to get an email. So check your inboxes because that's how we're going to communicate with y'all after this to coordinate drop-off, pickups, yada, yada, yada. But thank you so much. Seriously, just thank you. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Ching.
All right, folks. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for your continued support. We cannot say enough how much this has meant to us and how special this has truly been.
They're everything.
For our final toast, never judge someone until they've walked a mile in their shoes, because then they're a mile away and they have no shoes. Cheers, friends.
Ching.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time, baby. Follow us on social media for the latest information. Thanks for your support. Love y'all. Mean it.
Thank you.